That's where Alpha Foundations comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards. Schedule your free inspection at alphafoundations.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is Men's Health Awareness Month, and man, I couldn't be happier to tell you that I gladly got my father-in-law, who is in his mid-60s, over to Life Imaging FLA for his free heart scan. Game changer. That peace of mind was amazing. He knew now that he could rule that out when it comes to his long-term health care. That's what this is all about. You have a man in your life that you love, get him over to Life Imaging FLA and get this free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. But listen to this. When early detected, heart disease and its risk factors are highly treatable. So make that phone call today. And remember, there are no dyes. There are no injections. You don't have to take your clothes off. The entire process only takes a few minutes. And while you're there, please ask about their cancer screening. Early detection saves lives. So hop on your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Make that call today and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Cruising out of Port Canaveral? Don't forget to visit Cocoa Beach, Orlando's closest beach. Soak up the sun, ride the waves, shop a little, and enjoy Cocoa Beach's legendary laid-back beach vibes. Cocoa Beach is perfect for adventure seekers, families, or a beautiful date with a sunset finish. Vacation mode starts at Cocoa Beach, the perfect stop for your sea voyage. Don't miss the boat. Plan your visit today at legendarycocobeach.com. That's legendarycocobeach.com.
Ever feel like you're stepping into a deep fryer when you get into your car on a hot summer day?
Whoa! Mother!
Beat the heat with a WeatherTech sunshade for your windshield. Custom fit for your specific vehicle, Sunshade blocks out the scorching sun and damaging UV rays to keep your interior cool, so your steering wheel and seats don't feel like a skillet.
I like it.
The WeatherTech sunshade is a breeze to install, keeping your vehicle from feeling like an oven. Order your American-made sunshade and hundreds of other premium products at WT.com.
Febreze.
As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Lots to get to today, from Trump bombs Iranian nuke sites to riots break out after the NBA championship. And look out, there could be a hurricane brewing in the Atlantic. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Good. How are you?
Not great. Thanks, kids. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Now go back into your hole.
I thought yesterday I got like this rush of good vibes and good feelings, and I was like,
that happens right before people die, I thought.
Well, maybe, I don't know. But I was sitting there and I go, I think I'm good to go. I think I can do this tomorrow, because I had told you guys I was going to have to call off today. And then I was like, no, I got this thing. And then next thing you know, now.
So, retraction.
Yeah, well, because I woke up, and when I woke up this morning, I said, well, now I can't do it. There's not enough time to give everybody to jump in. But just going to try to make it through. Oof, Sean is the snooze junkie this morning. Is this not exciting? Is my voice less than exciting? We'll see what's happening here.
I got music beds for you to make it more exciting.
Yeah, lots of them.
No
lots.
problem.
Just layer them on if you don't mind. How was your weekend? Everybody good? Yeah?
Yeah, not bad. We did a belated Father's Day.
Happy belated
really?
Father's
Because
Day.
my wife had to work last weekend. Mm-hmm. So we had the family over and
did you get anything?
Chased around the little terrorist. Yes, I got some gifts.
You're now calling your son the little terrorist.
Well, yeah, he fits the bill.
All right.
That turban looks so cute on him.
What exactly is he doing that puts him in that category? Anything in particular?
Oh, just, I think the terrible twos come early. When we were doing the show on Friday, Ashley texted me and she's like, the boy struck me and he drew blood, and she sent me a picture.
My God.
She sent me a picture and I go, okay, that looks terrible. And when I got home, it was like a big scratch.
Oh, really?
And then later he headbutted her, and I was
got her.
I was like, you probably should ice that, because I can't have you just going to work with a black eye, and it's just not a good look.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes. The selfishness of when your partner is injured and it looks like it's your fault. Mm-hmm. Where you're like, you just can't go out in public like that. I'm sorry. They're not going to believe that you fell into the djembe or whatever the story is at the time. You know what I mean?
A lot of people didn't believe that story.
That's true. Very true. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to the world of sports, baby. Yeah. Right. Here we go. In the world of sports, there was a big old baseball game going on. And as we know, in the world of broadcasting, which is what we do, you can make mistakes from time to time. Sometimes you're looking at that word coming up and you go, don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. Don't. Now, one thing I want somebody to try to keep a count on, if you guys don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
How long is the silence after this mistake?
Is it long enough that we're going to have classic rock playing?
Just go with me here. How long is the silence after this mistake during this MLB broadcast?
Disability Pride Night is Thursday, July 10th, and with the theme ticket, fans take home a Cardinals cap featuring the Disability Pride flag and Cardinals in Braille.
All right, you can see what's happened already. You can see how this has gone south.
Disability Pride Night is a new one for me.
Doubling it up, baby. I guess so, right? Yeah, Disability Pride Night. That's when your baseball team is really trying to pull him in on both sides. And this guy's looking at that word flag and saying,
that it already happened.
And now I'm going to go back and you do some counting here, because this may be a broadcasting record here. Okay.
Details at cardinals.com/theme.
No, hang on. Hold on. I got to go back so you hear this stuff.
Disability Pride Night is Thursday, July 10th, and with the theme ticket, Fans take home a Cardinals cap featuring the Disability Pride flag and Cardinals in Braille. Details at cardinals.com/theme.
So he got right to the end of his sentence. Now,
Yeah.
1,000. Okay? All right? Yeah? Yeah, I mean, now the guy is, I'm picturing him, he's in his booth, pulling out his hair, smashing his face onto the desk.
The internet's already hard at work at creating the disability pride F word for gay.
Do you think that they have silenced their microphones because they are laughing?
No, I do not think this man is laughing right now. I think this man is in his booth going, just screaming at the top of his lungs. Yeah, he's like, I'm done.
Listen,
he's sitting there staring at Twitter on his phone, just waiting for it.
When I said that your impact windows come with a warranty, a lifetime warranty,
no one came after you.
Nobody came after me, but I tried to keep it straight, and then I, on the corner of my eye on the screen, I see Sean losing it.
I think I left the room.
You weren't even here.
Well, I'm not saying that his broadcast partners weren't laughing. They were probably laughing. Laughing.
Yeah, but it was time to cut the mics off so they didn't hear. Nobody heard them reacting to this.
Right. Yeah. Over on YouTube, they say that's Harry Carey's grandson. Is that true? Is it? Well, he's quiet right now.
Turning over in their grave.
At the moment, still silent. Pitches coming in. It was a strike, by the way. Strike coming in there.
Oh, he's not even saying that.
Nothing. No.
Okay.
You just hear that. You hear the crowd talking. Nothing. The guy. I mean, clearly the guy is in the booth just slamming
all of his stuff.
Yep. Well, guys, see you later.
Plugging his headphones.
Take it easy. I'm out of here for now. This is over with, friends, and probably freaking out. But in what I think is good news, personally, they got his punishment back. The league and the team got his punishment back.
Good. And
they have decided what the punishment will be for this particular broadcaster who made a bit of a mistake. And
his man in the mouth?
Will be making out with the punishment is nothing. They're like, it was obviously an accident. It's fine. Let's move on. He did not do this with some sort of ill intent in his heart, and I think that's right. Like, the guy just made a huge mistake. That's why he shut up for 30 seconds during a baseball broadcast. Excuse me. Afterwards, Also, I've never seen this before, but the hats that they were giving away have Braille on the brim of them. So I guess you feel the brim of the hat, and then you I
can play baseball now.
Although it looks like they need more room for the brim, so it looks like they made the brim really, really long, like a diving board almost off the head there. But there you go. They were going to get that out there at the game. Let's see what else is happening.
I wonder how Grindr works in Braille.
There must be one, right? Yeah, I mean, there's got to be.
This was the game for it.
Is there no Braille solution on the phone? We got nothing for that yet. I mean, we got obviously there's other
for his pleasure and his sight.
The phones come with just an insane amount of things that will speak to you, which is really good, but some of the rest of it, not so much. ESPN was also not just the center of all this kind of sports action this weekend, but also one of the first places where they announced that the United States was bombing Iran. And I find that to be so strange. Imagine watching the game.
1.5 weeks left before a decision was made.
That was the twist-a-rooney on the whole thing was, hey, whoa, bam! And the bombs start dropping on Iran. And I just love that this pops in on, of all places, on ESPN. They're like, we got to read this? Okay, fine. Okay. All right.
President Donald Trump will address the nation tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern time regarding the attack on Iran earlier today. ABC News will have live coverage. He has said, quote, we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. Again, much more. 10 o'clock Eastern time, ABC News for a live coverage of President Trump's news conference.
Yeah, I wonder what, for the news outlets, what makes it big enough that you're going to go into a non-political audience and make an announcement like that? How do you know which one is yes, definitely this is something that we'll do and we'll announce this? I mean, it's a big deal. I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but I'm saying there must be some barrier to entry there where they decide, all right, we are going to tell everybody on ESPN that the United States just dropped bombs on Iran. This must have come to that at the very least, but it was a big deal as all this started to happen. You had these bombers, stealth bombers going out in the middle of the night. We'll learn more about exactly what happened with this operation. What was the name? Operation Midnight something.
Hammer?
Midnight Hammer.
I think it was Hammer.
Operation Midnight Hammer was the name of this.
Dropped it.
I was waiting for Trump to come out like he did last time on Iran and say, Soleimani died like a dog. But he was more
a beautiful
like,
dog.
He was more calm this time. He came out and he talked about what had just happened with these strikes in Iran.
The objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success.
Nice.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. The objective was the destruction of Iran's.
I like at the end, the a lot easier is like maybe the
lot easier.
Like I could see Trump reading the script on the teleprompter and going, "This is not enough. I gotta boost this up a little bit. Let me say a lot easier as well."
I like to think that there's some sort of fun game played by the speechwriters when they go, "All right, listen, we dropped all these bombs on Iran, and the sites are gone. What word do we want to use? Well, first of all, destroyed. We could use destroyed.
Obliterated.
How about annihilated? That sounds better. Annihilated. The guy goes, no.
Yeah.
Obliterated.
Yeah. We need to take every word and bring it up to the top notch to really drive the point home. And apparently it was pretty spectacular. Like it was a pretty amazing attack that was, orchestrated here.
Do they have video of it?
They don't. Well, I have a theory that they do. Like, I think there's no way.
It's in post right now.
Like, there's no way we don't go with a camera. There's no way that we don't go with, like, maybe, I don't know if, okay, I'm about to wander into a real fictitious world here, but follow me if you don't mind. Like, I don't know if a bomber can drop off a little drone or something to go film the thing and then, get back up in the bomber.
That would be so cool.
There's got to be something.
Feed.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of live feed so that we're able to watch this.
They were watching some sort of feed when they got Bin Laden. Yeah, they had.
That's not grainy.
Yeah. I mean, they had like cameras on those soldiers and stuff at that point. So like, there's no way that they didn't capture this. Anyhow, we'll get further into what happened here. We got our friend Amy Coughell, I believe, joining us in less than an hour here on the show.
How many times have you guys seen the old Donald Trump tweets that got dug up after this attack?
Which ones?
Oh, all the ones about when he said Obama was going to bomb Iran to get reelected and because he was not skilled in negotiating.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I saw some of this stuff. I think he had to follow through with one of his promises at some point in time. He decided this was going to be the one. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep people on their toes here. And we'll learn more about exactly what happened. I'll try to get my voice as close to normal throughout the show today, so don't give up on me just yet. We got a lot of your feedback coming in. We had a big win in the NBA world last night, and a lot of people losing it over one of the performances at the NBA championship. A lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes, tons to get to, and it's all coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Emergency crews are on the roadways clearing up an accident, slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound near Oakland Exchange. The right lane's blocked on Sand Lake Road eastbound at International Drive. Traffic's piling up at the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike meets the beach line. And you can expect your typical delays on I-4 through that amusement park area. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Remember when you had a guy, someone who could fix anything? They're still out there at Batteries Plus with their quick solutions and expert advice on any batteries from cars to golf carts. Batteries Plus will have you in and out and on your way in no time. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
Presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there.
For a weekend full of superstar performances, never-before-seen collaborations, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hello, I need a new electrical outlet.
We are learning about pickleball today.
Okay.
Isn't that a funny name?
What about my electrical?
Pickleball.
I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, it's like miniature tennis.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you need electrical work in your home, you need a trustworthy electrician who can clearly explain how to solve any dilemma. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Are you tired of your glasses or contact lenses? Maybe it's time for a change. For a limited time, the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK exams and $500 off each eye. That's right, clear vision and up to $1,000 in savings, just in time for sunshine, road trips, and poolside selfies. Call now, 800-EYE-EXAM. That's 800-EYE-EXAM. Or visit them online at...
Oh, no. Okay. Quick note. Very, very little skull mic today. I gotta save my voice. So keep chatting, have fun. Bye.
And I want to see it in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North.
All factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. When you call Tobacco Free Florida's phone quit service, you'll receive one-on-one sessions with a coach who can help you on your quit journey. You may also qualify for free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
Man, I'm excited for the summer. Going to the beach, hanging out by the pool, barbecue, having drinks. But all of that is getting a little more expensive. That's where Sam's Club is coming to the rescue with locked-in summer values. Until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items. And that's from paper plates to trash bags, sunscreen, even apple pie. I have my card. It's a total no-brainer to join Sam's Club because locked-in summer values can help you save on all those things you need to have a great summer. Go sign up for that membership and join Sam's Club today at samsclub.com/join.
Accidents don't just happen between the hours of 9 to 5. That's why we make ourselves available to talk with you 24/7. For a Farah fight, day or night, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Orlando.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Radio's got you covered for the summer. Sail on with commercial-free weekends on Yacht Rock Radio. Roll down the windows for road trips with summer playlists like Summer Classics.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Lots of speculation on what's wrong with me over on chat, and you're all probably right. I don't know what to tell you. The people on chat saying that I have razor blade throat are 98%
You
right.
just talked about it.
I know, and maybe I don't know if I have it or not. I was doing so
razor
good.
Bladey?
I do. Oh, that's the worst part. Like waking up in the morning and it feels like I have a seething hot razor blade in my throat. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird today. We'll see what happens.
It's very
Just
NPR.
Sounds like the old Sean a little bit. You're getting it's like a little
Is it higher.
Not like this.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just trying to breathe words into a microphone. That's all I'm trying to do back here, and not make it too gross to listen to. But question first, and I don't mean for this to be offensive in any way at all. I swear I don't. I'm not trying to like big time this person.
But dear fat people.
How do I know the name Kristen Chenoweth? How do I know?
She's a popular Broadway actress.
Broadway?
Yeah,
Would I actually know her from that, or
she was in Wicked, the original one.
The OG Wicked, but she's also acted in movies and TV shows.
Was she in the movie Wicked, or just the?
Did you watch?
the Broadway one?
God, was it Couples Retreat? Or was it? She always she's had a couple roles alongside John Favreau.
John Favreau? Okay. All right.
Tiny, blonde, cute woman.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen the Couples Retreat movie and liked it quite a bit, actually.
Was she in that one, though? No, I'm doubting myself.
But she did the national anthem, I guess. And it was at Game 7 for the basketball finals, which, by the way, not only will you hear that in just a moment here, but congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
They said it couldn't be done, and there you are doing it. Congratulations to the Thunder.
This was, I think, by all accounts, it seems like it would be your perfect NBA Finals. It went 7 full games with 2 teams that have never won the Finals before, I think, right?
That's exciting, right? Yeah.
So, and I didn't watch a single second of it.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
So It's about the same as all of the other ones for me, just in my case. But she should be a pretty good fit, this Kristen Chenoweth, for singing the national anthem. She's a Broadway star. She got vocal range. People didn't seem to like it. I don't know why. Let's listen to this together. She's from Oklahoma. She's got a couple of things out of the EGOT lineup. She should be able to nail this. Talking in the background.
It's
That's how
very
quiet
weird.
it is.
And then
Is
someone
that-
hit a 2x4 against the court.
Yeah, there's like I can hear every person who's whispering anything in this giant stadium full of people right now. I mean, I don't think this is that bad. I think it's like just kind of right down the middle. She's just hitting the notes.
I don't love the pacing, but it's not. She's not doing a bad job.
She's a cappella versus having a little bit of a background.
Yeah, which is hard. Oh God, especially in a place like
That's
this.
when you
here.
get to do your own pace.
Good, right? I mean, I
is
can't
the
get that
problem?
high.
Yeah, I don't see the issue.
It's boring, yes, but so far she's doing a great job of hitting all the notes and stuff.
But that's a crazy note to hit.
I can't do it. I'll step back and say, whatever it is she's doing with her voice here on a day when I can barely even just speak into the microphone, I am
Try it.
bested. I cannot get where she's going here. Exaggerating. You couldn't do as good as that. I don't think most people who would be critical. I thought it was okay. I thought they did a good job. Not as good of a job as the Oklahoma Thunder out there, obviously taking home the game. I was watching this thing from the edge of my seat. I will give you my thoughts on the defensive performance after C-Lane gives his thoughts on the offensive performance on the court last night.
Sean, let me tell you, it was a solid offensive performance. Back to you.
Defense too. If you said, Sean, $5 million right now, name one player on the Thunder. Got nothing for you. Nothing.
I just hope everyone had a good time.
Me too. I always do. Yeah, and I know they had a good time afterwards. Streets were filled with not only cheese, but also with a whole bunch of people partying out there and choppers overhead. And they show a lot of people on the streets. Well, this is like one piece of it. They spilled out of the stadium. There were some arrests. I think some people were like kind of fighting each other and whatnot, got into it. May even been a shooting out there, I think. But they just spilled all over the city.
Some of these,
as often happens.
Some of these helicopter footages they get are just nausea-inducing.
Way too far up there.
Yeah.
That's like
the person moving the camera is going all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're very single. They're single, lonely men, is what they are, Celine. You know this. You heard that last week on the show.
Yeah,
with the guy trying to videotape the riots in the chopper, and there was nothing for him to videotape, and he's like, "I'm single. I'm trying to find myself right now."
In just an exciting series here to finish up the NBA Finals, and rank themselves at the top of the NBA for this year as NBA champions.
Congratulations to them. And I guess the people spilled out in the street. There were some pretty decent crowds after this and a little bit of chaos that unfolded. But let us know what you think. If you thought it was a great game and we missed something, do let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. A big flop at the box office this weekend for the folks at Pixar. They spent about $250 million making this movie that nobody really wanted to watch. Elio, or Elio, E-L-I-O.
What's that about?
It's about a little one-eyed kid, and the biggest problem is it's a story that's been done like a million times. Like, kid is a loser on Earth. Kid gets beamed up to another planet, and then there are problems on the other planet.
It's cool.
Which is basically Mars Has Moms and a whole bunch of other movies like this. So they put this movie out there. Also, by the way, in my opinion, in my not humble at all opinion, Disney and Pixar make mistakes in these shows by like trying to put the empathetic stuff so obviously out front. It's like, look, this kid only has one eye. We got representation for one-eyed kids and go on the journey with them. Anybody can do anything. It's like, be a little more clever with this. You've got to rope people in. You got to have a good story. Apparently people didn't like this story. It only got as high as number 3 on the box office tally this week with $21 million. Probably going to have a hard time making $250 million back. Got bested by 28 years later, which...
I haven't seen it yet. Don't say
According to, have you seen the stories about one of the scenes in this that a lot of people are
I have
talking
one
about?
for the next episode, please.
All right, there's just one scene in particular that people are discussing. We'll get to that in the next episode. How to Train Your Dragon at #1 with $37 million this
Apparently had a
weekend.
similar scene.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, don't they all?
We watched over the weekend the new the Final Destination movie.
Same. We did last night.
That was something.
Thought it was great.
Real
It was pretty
good.
fun, right?
I was like, what are
Pretty
those
fun.
logs going to come? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, the twist on the movie
Right
is,
up to the very end, too.
Yeah. The twist on the movie for Final Destination now is like people are going to die, and you got to try to guess it, and they get you a lot of times. Like that beginning scene, the beginning scene that unfurls in this Final Destination Bloodlines. I was watching.
That was part
I'm
of
like,
the trailer.
I didn't even
Right?
see that. I didn't even think I watched the trailer. Not the nose one, if that's what you're thinking.
No, the barbecue.
Was it a barbecue thing? I don't know. Look,
There's a lot of death. A lot of because I've
issue
seen
with the
all of
building.
them right before. Oh, that one. Yeah, that was also
Yeah.
pretty wild. The I've seen all of them, and I have to say this one, top 3 for me.
Really?
But it was a lot of squish, more than the other ones. You know, in the past you've seen just a lot, eyeballs pop out and extremities, but this seemed to be a lot of let's just flatten them.
There was some of that
completely.
Gallagher action where it seemed like some watermelons might have been squished, and then brain matter is flying at the wall.
We went back and watched the first one a handful of weeks ago, and you're thinking about like, all right, at the time that this was made, I think the CGI was still kind of cheap. I don't know that they had a huge budget for it, but now that it's this huge franchise, they got some wiggle room, and they used it. They used it very wisely.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a fun time, and they like sometimes they'll make you think that somebody's just about to die, and then they don't die, which is just as fun. You're like, you're still going on the same kind of journey. Let's see what you got for us. Some emails coming into tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hi, my name is Amber, says this person. So
Please keep me anonymous.
I'm relaxing, taking a bath, Amber says, listening to my favorite radio show podcast, and I keep hearing whispers of Sean leaving the show. And then I heard Sean snap at somebody saying he's not allowed to talk about that. I'm not sure if this is an ongoing joke that I'm missing or if this is for real. I need answers because you guys are my most favorite part of my day. What is going on here? Please reply and thank you, says Amber. Well, Amber, thank you for listening, for bringing us along on your bath adventure every day. Big fan of baths myself. I've kind of said all I'm allowed to say on that. Okay. You know what I mean? I've kind of said all I'm allowed to say because there's a line of flirtation where the suits will just say, okay, let's pull the ripcord and
you ever
let's
seen a
move on.
Stretch Armstrong?
I'm stretched.
And you just when you think you can't stretch it even more.
Yep. Yeah.
There those arms go.
Yep. So that's all I can tell you right now. I wish I could tell you more, Amber, but we are where we
Sorry
are.
about the bit.
And it's been a good ride. Everybody else is enjoying it. Why are you trying to ruin things as always? Kyle emails the show. Hey, Sean, hope you're having a great day. Anyways, here's a study recently published by MIT showing a potential link between LLM use, that's like ChatGPT,
large language model.
Yeah, so it's like AI, and critical thinking. It hasn't been peer reviewed yet, so take the results with a grain of salt. But you may want to rethink how often you ask TNJ AI for help. It's a bit of a read about 200 pages, but be warned, if you use LLM to summarize it for you, the authors put in a few traps to ensure the AI gives you limited and sometimes false hallucinations. Oh. The first link is just an abstract, blah, blah, blah. Keep up the work, says Kyle. It's called Your Brain on ChatGPT, saying that kind of melts your brain in some ways. I don't think that's true. I don't think by the nature of AI itself, it will make people dumber. I think AI has the potential to make everybody a lot smarter, actually, if used as a tool in the right way. Just like we use Google search and all these other search engines for so long now, just like we use Wikipedia, just like we use all these other things to learn. We can learn from AI and ChatGPT. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these young kids apparently are so dumb, they can't even come up with the prompts to ask the AI. And that's why I think it's smart that some of these schools have said, hey, learning AI and how you're going to be using it is part of the curriculum now.
And high schools and colleges have been doing that, which I think is probably a smart idea. All right, let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send yours right now. When we come back, we'll get geared up for Amy Coughell. We got a potential tropical disturbance out there for hurricane season. We got more about Operation Midnight Hammer and a whole lot more, and it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Monday forecast for Central Florida. And for today, we're expecting a mostly sunny and mostly dry day. Only a 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm. Otherwise, temperatures will be heating up. Highs in the mid-90s. The high of around 93 degrees today in Orlando. We'll continue on this hot, mostly sunny and mostly dry trend as we head over the course of the next few days, with better chances of rain arriving as we head into the end of this week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Remember when you had a guy, someone who could fix anything? They're still out there at Batteries Plus with their quick solutions and expert advice on any batteries from cars to golf carts. Batteries Plus will have you in and out and on your way in no time. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Enjoy Eye Candy Energy Drink at Rock Freedom and Fireworks, featuring Papa Wheelie, food trucks, vendors, and an awesome fireworks show. Saturday, June 28th, 5 to 9 p.m. at Ryder Park in Longwood. Taste the sweet life.
Eye Candy Energy Drink.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
What is the cost of doing nothing? I don't know about you, but these months are the highest power bills of the year, and it's making me think about the years I spent without Solar Source. I'm so glad I finally have Solar Source. I started with the pool-heated solar, and I love it. Thrilled that Solar Source now has a pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at just $99. Want to add the battery backup system for your home? Our pay-as-you-go plan works the same. Start with a small battery that provides critical backup power for your lights and your refrigerator, and then it does all these small loads, and then you could stack them and add more energy as time goes on. It's Solar Source.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office Orlando.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs.
Picking up Oscar.
Remember when you had a guy, someone who could fix anything? They're still out there at Batteries Plus with their quick solutions and expert advice on any batteries from cars to golf carts. Batteries Plus will have you in and out and on your way in no time. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
thenewsjunkie.com to record on your video or audio dispatches right now. You can also go over to the website and get the podcast if you're a fan of podcasts. Listen on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcast. They're saying that people are getting ready to head out of the streets of Los Angeles, and I guess they did a little bit yesterday to protest the airstrikes on Iran. And this is so weird to me to see this. Like, there's people who have now put away like Mexican flags that they're waving on the streets of Los Angeles, and now there's people that I've seen as of yesterday waving Iranian flags on the streets in Los Angeles, like, you know, in support of Iran in all this mix, which I think is a pretty unique thing that we have in the United States of America. Like in other countries that don't tend to root for the other team in the fight, it happens here a lot more. And whenever I see that, every person I see with an Iranian flag after this, I'm like, okay, you know, if I could choose to deport some hardworking Mexican, or even if you're an American, I would so much rather deport those people. I would so much rather deport the people who actively root against this country and root for people like Iran and hit the streets and like fly around those flags after this stuff. It's so, I mean, I get it, like freedom of speech and everybody's allowed to do that, but it's also so infuriatingly dumb. It's so wild to watch. But they're suggesting that there could be more protests in Los Angeles, which it kind of seemed like they quieted down a lot, the ICE protests and all that. Once they got in there with some muscle and some more troops and stuff, it seemed like that kind of buttoned itself up, but we'll see what happens next.
Seems like a win-win for the flag manufacturing people. Just if you got the flag shop, then
watch your mouth, careful.
Yeah, I know. I'm treading lightly.
They've never sold more than this. Yeah, it's probably peak sales time for them at the moment here. We're going to get into more about everything that actually happened with this Operation Midnight Hammer, which sounds like a operation plan name that Michael Scott from The Office came up with, if I'm honest with you. Operation Midnight Hammer. We'll talk about that. But right now, this might be a bigger deal. Who knows? There is a disturbance out there. Potentially the first tropical system of the hurricane season. Yay. I'm trying to bring this up here because this would not be great. It says disturbance has potentially become the first tropical system of the Atlantic hurricane season, friends. And it's got about a 40% chance of forming over the next couple of days. It's out there pretty far, but, you know, could be an issue if this thing comes together. 40% chance is nothing to laugh at. It would be nice if this thing would go away. It says, as of Sunday evening, an area of low pressure has shown signs of some organization in the Atlantic. It's moving east at 5 to 10 miles per hour.
Does this mean that we are now free of the African Saharan dust cloud?
I hope so. I mean, I didn't see any issues with it.
Pretty clogged up.
It didn't impact me, or maybe if it did this to me. Maybe that's why I sound like this today. The NHC notes that with more organized shower and thunderstorm activity, the low could lead to a short-lived depression in the next day or so. I'm feeling that, yeah, weather-wise and otherwise. Regardless of the development, by Tuesday, the system is expected to encounter higher wind shear and cooler waters that will prevent further development. So that at least looks good. But they said the first named storms, the earliest one was May 16th was Arthur back in 2020. These are the recent storms that were named earliest. Now we're obviously way further than that now. We're up to June 23rd as of today.
Was 2020 the year we ran through the entire alphabet and had to start naming the storms like Alpha and Gamma and Zulu?
If it was, what a hard year. Man, what a hard year they gave us in 2020. Arthur was May 16th, which they say is much earlier than this usually happens, but now we may have a named storm out there as of this week. So as always, we're going to keep an eye on that and see what's happening out there. All right, we'll also go to you and see what you have for your dispatches. You can send those in to the show. They're very easy to do and send. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. Anonymous emails the show and says, they were absolutely able to watch live in real time the bombing of those nuclear facilities. The Iranian bombing is what he's talking about. I believe you. I believe you. I think there's no shot that they were all Trump and all these people were in the Situation Room and they're not able to watch what's going on. No way. They definitely have footage of these attacks. I would almost guarantee it. They just haven't released them just yet. My niece was / is a drone pilot. and was piloting the drone that watched the Soleimani assassination. Whoa. She said she has been involved in a lot of crazy missions she can't talk about. But that one she was able to say she was involved with. She was also promoted and switched to Space Force and is now doing a lot more high-tech things with them that she cannot talk about at all. She also has been told by her superiors the Iranian mercenary government has been looking for her in the States, searching for everybody involved in the Soleimani mission, and she's highly protected at all times with everybody else involved. Whoa.
Yeah.
When we do get to hang out, it's very weird and intimidating to know she travels with eyes and ears, says Anonymous. Yeah.
Damn,
I mean, look,
what a job.
Like if Iran is saying we want to get revenge on everybody that participated in an attack on the country, then yeah, I would hope that they protect those people. I would hope that absolutely that was something that happened. This was a big deal. And in this case, you have fewer people involved, I think, because they had those big old stealth bombers up. And here's Fox talking about how that whole attack on Iran actually went down.
The mission began with deception. Under the cover of darkness, shortly after midnight, Operation Midnight Hammer launched early Saturday morning. 9 B-2 stealth bombers took off from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, but 2 acted as decoys, flying west over the Pacific for all to see and a scheduled refueling in the skies near Hawaii.
Crazy.
With a follow-on flight to Guam.
They were flying for 36 hours, these B-2 bombers or whatever they are. They were flying for 36 hours straight. They took off, flew over to Iran, and then flew all the way back and got refueled mid-flight. That's the way they ended up handling this.
That's crazy.
It's wild that they could do that. And then you got to think about the people, like the soldiers up there flying these things, switching off back and forth because it's nonstop for a day and a half that this is going on.
But 7 B-2s did not fly west. They quietly peeled away and secretly flew east with minimal communication. Their destination? Iran's underground nuclear facilities. First into Iran were American fighter jets to also serve as decoys and draw fire from the Iranians.
What a job.
The B-2s then entered Iranian airspace.
Literally Operation Human Shield. You're in a fighter jet and they're like, go in there, get the Iranians' attention, draw fire, and let the stealth bombers go in.
Weird.
Drop these bunker busters on the nuke facilities.
6 p.m. Eastern, just after 2 a.m. local. 40 minutes later, 14 massive bunker-busting bombs were released by the B-2s. 12 hit the underground nuclear site in Fordow, 2 hit Natanz.
It's pretty crazy when you see the satellite footage. I mean, most of the damage was done underground, but they just wiped out a whole bunch of the stuff. Like it was pretty big, the field of damage from these bunker busters.
Nuclear site in Fordow, 2 hit Natanz. At the same time, those 15-ton bombs from the B-2s hit their targets. 30 Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from a guided missile submarine slammed into Isfahan, with its centrifuges buried even deeper than Fordow. The strike package then bugged out of Iranian airspace and returned to their base in Missouri this afternoon to complete their 37-hour round-trip mission.
That's crazy.
B-2s were refueled at least 3 times in midair each way.
I mean, that's crazy alone that we could do that. They refueled it 3 times in midair just to keep going, just to keep these things cruising along to make the mission happen. Our military is still very impressive, still able to pull off these kind of amazing feats out there.
It's weird that they picked Missouri and not something coastal.
Right. Yeah, I mean, maybe they did that so it looked less obvious. I don't know.
There must be highs on the coast.
Yeah, I would think that I would have thought they were watching all of them, but they clearly did get some bit of surprise on the Iranian military here. And there was another report that I liked where they went inside the B-2 bombers, and they're not that big, but inside the stealth bombers, they do have all kinds of stuff that was keeping these guys going for, what they say, 37 hours, I think. And here's inside one of these. This is a rare look. This is one of the pilots flying along, I should say.
Looks like a tiny joystick for such a advanced plane.
Right. I don't think there's a ton of room. I think everything is pretty much full with all this equipment and stuff that they're using. This is obviously in the cockpit right now, but there's more to it than that. They have a little tiny bathroom, like a very small bathroom that they're allowed to use after some time. And they have very few people that are actually on board this. So it must have been boring as hell for 37 hours. I don't know if they show anything else. I don't think they do. It says the B-2 has a bed, a microwave, usually a mini cooler, and a toilet. And that's how they keep them going on these long flights with these U.S. soldiers flying these bombers. Pretty crazy, man. The whole damn thing came together and seemed to work out. I don't know a lot of people that are against the bombing of the nuclear facilities. I haven't seen a ton of people coming out that I know are like, oh, yeah. Most people, I think, agree that a country that routinely says death to America, America's the great Satan, probably shouldn't have nuclear weapons. It's just about the lengths you want to go to. And if they want to drop some $10 million bunker busters on their facilities, I'm all for it. I don't want any actual soldiers on the ground in any of these countries. It's worthless. But this seemed like hopefully it did the job. But we'll never know. I mean, will we know if they just took all this material and whisked it away somewhere else and they just built up another facility and they just keep going? I'm sure it sent them back. But we also see that Iran issued a threat, too, if there was an attack. Iran sent a communique to President Trump in the days before the strikes on its nuclear facilities, threatening to activate sleeper cell terror inside the United States if it were attacked. That's one to make sure you get attacked. That's one thing you could do. The message got to Trump through an intermediary at the Group of Seven summit in Canada, which is why Trump left early to consider his options amid the conflict between Israel and Iran, according to sources who include two U.S. officials and a person with knowledge of the threat. So Iran said, we'll launch sleeper cells in the country. We haven't seen anything that looks like that necessarily just yet, but obviously there could be some sort of fallout for all of this. Let us know how you're feeling about this and what you think. Let us know what your thoughts are. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, we're going to hear from our friend Amy Coughell of Fox 35. She's the best. We'll check in with her and see what's going on in her world. All of that and more coming up next in the News Junkie.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with Night 2 of the Mount Dora Summer Night Series with Ryan Holmes from the Monsters in the Morning, July 12th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
You can expect your typical delays this afternoon on I-4 through that amusement park area. There's a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder, slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike near Oakland Exchange. Look out for an accident getting cleared up here on Sand Lake Road, eastbound at International Drive. There's no serious accidents really affecting your commute this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Remember when you had a guy, someone who could fix anything? They're still out there at Batteries Plus with their quick solutions and expert advice on any batteries from cars to golf carts. Batteries Plus will have you in and out and on your way in no time. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
Summertime means poker time, and your shot at Vegas. Get ready for the Real Radio Texas Hold'em Charity Poker Tournament, presented by JustCallMo.com, benefiting the mustard seed of Central Florida. It's all going down Saturday, August 16th at the Orlando Science Center, and the top player wins a trip to Las Vegas. Our poker tournament may be sold out, but you can still bid on a seat at the Solar Source final table in our live auction. Plus, you can hang with your favorite Real Radio personalities in the That Mortgage Guy Don Casino. Enjoy food from Hard Rock Cafe Orlando and a free drink courtesy of Mills Air. Casino passes are on sale now. Don't miss out. Get all the details at realradio.fm/poker. Thanks to Just Call Mo, Solar Source, That Mortgage Guy Don, Mills Air, Hard Rock Cafe Orlando, and Fun Planners.
Delta Airlines doesn't just help you see the world, they help you embrace it. Delta's dedicated teams make your travel experience extraordinary, anticipating your every need with genuine care throughout your journey. The app puts you in total control, and with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi, you can stay connected to what matters most. So flight time feels more like me time. With exclusive partnerships and Sky Miles rewards, every part of the Delta experience is designed to make the journey as enjoyable as the destination.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Here's what the car insurance companies may think they know after a car crash. They know you probably don't know what your claim is worth, or how to calculate pain and suffering, lost wages and future earnings, current and future medical expenses, or diminished value to your car. But guess what? We do. And if we don't win your case, you owe us nothing.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Orlando.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Orlando, we're here to let you know that FAS Exteriors is Orlando's #1 window, door, and roofing contractor. You can count on fair pricing, install perfection, and customer satisfaction every time. Trust the leader. Trust FAS Exteriors. Schedule your free consultation now at FASWD.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Planning a trip to Orlando? After the rides and roller coasters, keep the fun going at the legendary Cocoa Beach, the closest beach to Orlando. Whether you're surfing the waves, paddling with dolphins, or kayaking alongside gentle manatees, Cocoa Beach is where adventure meets relaxation. So, when you visit Orlando, don't just stop at the theme parks. Add some sand, surf, and sunshine to your trip to Cocoa Beach on Florida's Space Coast. Visit legendarycocobeach.com today.
Get ready for the party of the century. The Cocoa Beach Centennial Celebration is on July 5th and 6th in downtown Cocoa Beach. That's 2 days packed with live entertainment, special events, family-friendly activities, and more, all to celebrate 100 years of Cocoa Beach life. This free event is open to all, so bring the family. Explore local vendors and be a part of history. For info on the Cocoa Beach Centennial Celebration, visit legendarycocobeach.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN, GREEN, GREEN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the
Of the weather, but dragging through. Hopefully we'll talk to our friend Amy Coughell from Fox 35 in just a moment here on the show to see what she's doing. A lot of people freaking out today because this is one of those days where across the country it's just hot. And everybody's so soft about the warm weather that they're like, oh my God, we need a plan. How to stay safe during the summer's first heat wave. Oh God. You know, the end is near and all of this stuff.
Did they have one a couple weeks ago in California where they were telling people to not drink alcohol because it was so hot out?
Nice try. Then I got to work on me. I'm not going to follow that lead. This is across the country this week. It's going to be very hot. And, this weekend we get, and I don't know how much to trust on Courtney's car, the little thing that tells you the temperature outside. But we get into the car, and it's smoking hot in there, doing the thing where I go, start it, and turn the AC up as fast as you can. And I'm like, the seat's hot. I'm burning on everything. I'm touching
you can't
everything.
Touch the wheel. Oh my gosh. The worst is when the seatbelt, like that little metal part that clicks in, becomes a brand.
Oh, yeah.
And if you touch any part of your skin, even through a jean, that's a scar.
Yeah, it'll get you. You're just like, you're waiting, and it takes an awkward amount of time to get cool and start driving again. And I don't know whether I should believe it or not, but on her dash, right as we got in the car, it said 109 degrees. I said, well, that seems bad. That seems quite hot. We're like in direct sunlight in a parking lot, and it's a nightmare. But stop being so soft, okay? It's not rocket science. Stay inside as much as you can. If you're outside, cover yourself up, put some sunscreen on, for God's sake. If you have a fan or an AC, get a fan or an AC going. This isn't the hardest thing to survive. In fact, most people die from cold weather, not actually warm weather.
I picked a bad weekend to actually mow my lawn.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on that you were out there?
Where's the hot guy?
We got rid of the hot guy forever ago. The hot guy is long gone.
Hot guy would have been there in the heat.
But
sweating.
No, we got rid of that guy before we moved.
On account of the hot or another reason?
He like wasn't doing the backyard. It felt like I was like, are you
He
even
was doing something in my front yard?
What are we even paying you for, hot guy?
Yeah.
So, but no, I switched lawn services, and the guy just like kept postponing, and we were having all these people over on Sunday.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Sorry, my mower needs to be repaired," and I was like, all right, just borrowed a mower from my neighbor, and
what kind? Push?
It's electric push, but it's got it's the extra flap that does the self moving, which was a godsend.
So you mean like you hold one thing on and the engine stays on, and then you hold another one and it's like it goes forward, it lurches forward. Yeah. Man, what a time to be alive.
If I didn't have that, I would have given up halfway through because my backyard is enormous.
Were you bragging as much about that big backyard of yours while you were pushing that lawnmower around, or
I wouldn't have been if I didn't have the self-propelling. What do you call that? Self-propelling motor?
Yeah.
Who am I asking? Why am I asking
Mower assist. I've worked in the mower industry for many a years, and mower assist or self-driving mower is what they usually refer to it as. I have no idea. But an extremely dangerous heat wave is hitting the Midwest, where they cry about this a lot. In the East Coast, where in particular they cry about this. Folks up where I come from in Vermont are some of the worst about this. And they'll get like a couple of weeks of heat, and they'll go, I don't know if we can survive this. We don't have pools, guys. We don't have air conditioners. Well, get air conditioners. Get pools. You're hoarding money up there. Use it for something, for God's sake. Your houses are cheap as hell. Vermont houses, you could buy a house for $7 in Vermont. You could certainly add air conditioner to that if you wanted to. It's not all Ben and Jerry's jobs up there. People are doing okay, but they cry when it gets hot outside. I saw what was the UK whining about this weekend? Oh God, UK temps.
UK's not used to it though. You've seen that pale skin.
No, that's not what they say though. They don't. They say the UK says you don't understand. It's a different heat. And
everybody says that.
Americans get different heats, UK, all right? England, everybody over in England, just so you know, we understand. Our country is way bigger than your tiny-ass country, all right? Our big, giant country has lots of types of heat around it. It's very different in Texas than it is in Nevada, which is very different than it is here.
Stepping out of the airport in Florida is so much different than Nevada.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. There's a completely different type of heat there. So we understand that. But the temperature, let me see if I can find this weekend that they were complaining about wasn't even that high. I didn't think it was. Okay, temperatures of up to 34 degrees Celsius. What's that in real people? In Fahrenheit.
34 C2F.
Fahrenheit, yeah.
93.2 degrees Fahrenheit.
93, okay? 93 degrees, and they're going, I don't know if we can make it. I don't know if we'll be able to survive out here. That's what does them in as folks who are in the UK fighting this. So 93 is kind of a cakewalk for us over here. It's not that we don't know how to deal with it. It's that we do. We understand all the different elements, especially those of us in the southeastern United States of America. R.I.P. to a legend. You guys may have heard about this over the weekend. Fred Smith died. I don't know if you're well aware.
No.
Tuned into Fred Smith.
Fatality. For a second, I thought you meant the B-52s guy, but that's Schneider.
No. Fred Smith, who was the CEO and founder of FedEx. This old dude, right? And,
bye.
And all around badass. He died this weekend on the 21st of June. All right. Let me see if I could find in his wiki what this guy did. Okay, we'll go to Amy Coughell in just a second here. But, I don't know if it'll be in here. But there was a time when this guy was in a whole bunch of legal trouble. And he gambled the money that he had to keep FedEx running. Here it is right here. In the early days of FedEx, Smith had to go to great lengths to keep the company afloat. In one instance, this is the CEO of FedEx. After a crucial business loan was denied, he took the company's last $5,000 to Las Vegas.
What? That is crazy.
He won $27,000 gambling on blackjack to cover the company's $24,000 fuel bill. It kept FedEx alive for one more week. So it was like a way to just keep them hopping along and going. This guy ended up dying over the weekend. Legend himself, Frederick Smith. Is Amy with us? I think we might have her.
She's here.
All right, there she is. Let's welcome Amy Coughell from Fox 35.
All right.
There she is. Oh, no.
Can you hear us, Amy?
You guys hear me? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hang on a second. Hang on. We might have some cross wires or something.
That's fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, now I hear you.
You do hear us?
Okay, cool.
All right. You can hear me now, Amy? No, she doesn't. No, we've got...
There we go. Sean, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're going to do this back and forth for a long time, though. I can see this happening. All right, hang on tight. We'll get all connected with Amy Coughell here in just a moment. Somebody says the B-52s that were involved in these Iranian bombings launched from Missouri because they were all based at the Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri.
Part of that at all. Yeah.
I did not know that, but thank you for the information. That's always helpful. Somebody says, hello, junkies, to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I did the math on the current strike and thought you'd find this interesting. People don't realize how much energy a single GBU-57 carries, let alone 14 of them. Those are the bunker-busting bombs. And he does some fancy math here. And it says, in raw kinetic terms, the U.S. dropped the equivalent energy of both 9/11 impacts. That's before you factor in the 37,000 pounds of high explosives specifically engineered to detonate after penetrating deep underground. All the best, former weaponeer, says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
Weaponeer? Yeah. That sounds like fun.
That sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds cool. I mean, I get it. I get there was a lot behind this and a lot of, like, some people were saying it only messed up the dirt on the surface of this area in Iran. Like, these things went underground. They went underground and did a whole boatload of damage. And Iran will probably try to minimize the amount of damage that they tell us about. All right, do we have Amy K?
We do have Amy. She's here.
Amy, can you hear me?
She said she could hear you.
I hear you.
All right, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Amy Coughell from Fox 35.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
No worries at all. No worries.
I don't know what happened. It was weird. It was like I could hear you, and then the second you tossed to me, I could see your lips moving, but I couldn't hear what you were saying.
No, who knows? There's always things breaking around here. Probably our fault somewhere.
No, it's probably ours. We everybody's on vacay this week, and so one of our engineers, Jason, is helping me, and neither of us. I don't know how to do it, and Jason hasn't done this in a while. So he's like, "Okay, I think we got it. So all good."
You got a ghost town going on over there at Fox 35 this week?
Yeah, it's vacation season, like everybody's like off doing their own thing. So
it's not sweeps.
And our two main people that are the ones that help me are both on vacation.
Yeah. I mean, I know you obviously saw this stuff over the weekend about the bombings in Iran that had a lot of people interested. I saw all these stories. People are like, is there going to be a draft? And it's like, hit the brakes, folks, okay? Hit the brakes here. Right now, it just looks like we bombed some nuke facilities, and Iran is going to try to save face and do something back. What that is, I'm not sure. But did you see any of the coverage about this weekend? And what did you think of the whole story, Amy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was actually pretty intently watching it over the weekend. It's always fascinating to watch when something major like this happens on the weekend. At a local level, we're not calling people in on the local level just because the national news is obviously covering this, with better resources than what we have here. But it's just always fascinating to me to tune in and see who did they call in? And they called in just about everybody over the weekend at Fox News. So that was interesting to watch just to see.
You got called in when Trump got shot when he was on the campaign trail, though, right?
No, you guys, I was with you guys bowling.
Gotta go.
And I was actually driving home. And my husband called to say, he's like, I think Trump just got shot. And so as soon as he said that, I beelined it to the station. So I just came in that day.
Let me ask you a question, Amy.
Yeah.
When your husband gives you a call, if he can be the first to break news to you that you haven't already heard, does he take that as a little bit of a victory? Is he
yeah, it's a total badge of honor. He reminds me about it all.
I'm sure all the time when he goes, Amy, you got to hear this. There's some news that's breaking. You're like, please. I've known about this for hours and hours now. So I bet he rarely gets the jump on you like that.
Those are usually the conversations I have with my mom, and it's hilarious. She'll go, you know what I saw on the news today? Yeah. I'm like, you probably watched that on my channel. She goes, oh, yeah, you're probably right.
Do they ever hit you up with crazy conspiracy stuff? Because I've had this. I'll have people go to me and they'll go, Sean, I know I respect your opinion, which is crazy to me. And they'll go, I listen to the show all the time, and they'll go, what do you think about these kids using litter boxes at high schools all over the country? And I'll go, all right, fine. And then I just have to peel apart some things because you end up seeing just how bad.
And then how tempted are you though to be like, it's not cat litter. It's actually litter made for children.
Yeah.
It's a brand new company.
They've noticed that there's a marketplace for the litter boxes. So yeah, they've turned this into something bigger. I'm sure you notice that all the time. You get all the news questions.
You know what's funny, Sean, is that in my case, we're not allowed to be opinionated on most topics, right? I mean, I can have an opinion about whatever, silly stuff. But on political or religious or anything that, is the least bit controversial, we're not allowed to have opinions on those things. And so people will constantly ask me what I think about things on Twitter or X or on Facebook. If you'll post a breaking news story and they'll be like, well, what do you think about it? And I'm like, it's really not
just here to tell the news.
Not for me to say.
Right.
Well, because I'm not allowed to have my opinion about that. The moment it's different for you.
I think you should be. But the moment you chime in with anything on a topic like that, then the people who are on whatever other political team or view you as on some political team now start just absolutely losing their mind. And I know this happens a lot. I'm sure from time to time you probably get tempted to say things that are maybe a little bit more of just your thoughts on the matter. I saw this weekend, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw this. There was a woman on the BBC, Martine Croxall, I think is her name. And on the teleprompter for a report she was doing, it said pregnant people. And she corrected it.
I saw that.
She was like,
the BBC anchor, right?
Yeah,
She's like, I'm not saying that.
She was like, she saw pregnant people on the teleprompter. And on the BBC, you're really not supposed to have any of your own views. You're just supposed to read the teleprompter, say what they want to say. This is actually the moment. Let's see.
It's going to be a lovely day for lots of people.
Sam Harrison in Hampstead Heath. London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine has released research which says that nearly 600 heat-related deaths are expected in the UK. Malcolm Mystery, who is involved in the research, says that the aged, pregnant people, women, and those with pre-existing health conditions.
So she added that in, obviously, thinking, in real time on the actual, the transcript.
I liked her little eyes too. She's like, women.
Here we go.
Have you ever been tempted?
Got real big.
Have you ever been tempted, or have you ever in your career, Amy, have you ever seen anything in the teleprompter that you didn't know was coming up and you're like, I'm not saying that. I don't believe that.
I mean, sometimes, and we're on the air for so many hours, we try to read ahead and plan ahead for everything we're going to say. And then sometimes I'll rewrite scripts if it's like worded awkwardly, or it's like, oh, I wouldn't say it that way, so I'll rewrite it. But yeah, there are times where I'm like, ooh, landmine. Ooh, not saying that.
Okay, so then you always take the time and look at these beforehand, right?
Yes,
okay.
Almost always. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's like a breaking news story and they'll put something in the prompter and that, you're reading it cold because it's breaking news. And so you just have to be careful. But I don't know about you guys. I'm very I like to read ahead a couple words. So even though I'm whatever I'm saying, I'm actually, my brain is reading ahead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's hard to do, actually.
It's not. So it's not like a total shock, right?
That's when I figure out I've been saying the word the wrong way for decades.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. I figure that would be tempting. If I was on television just reading off of a prompter, I think I would see something and be like, wait a second. That's not how I feel about this. Although I can be pretty robotic. If I'm in the middle of a commercial break or something, you put a live read in front of me, I will read virtually anything on there. I will straight up
Ron Burgundy style.
I will Ron Burgundy that. I'll be like, okay.
Anchorman, that's a classic example, right? Everybody thinks that that's exactly what we do, but I'm sure there are some people who do that, but I really try not to.
Do people ever tell you, Amy, this is insane if they do. They tell it to us, they tell it to me in particular all the time. They'll be like, you only work 4 hours a day. It's so sad and pathetic. I do X, Y, and Z. And I go, put the fries in the bag, loser. But when people are saying stuff like this, does it ever get you? People don't understand. Even when you're on air for X amount of hours per day on television,
right,
you got to do all this other stuff too, And by the way, look on point all the time, or a bunch of losers online are going to be like, you wore that outfit last week or whatever.
Can't bear it.
Well, no, that's a good point. So, we come in early, we stay late, we go out on stories. And then we do a lot, I do a lot of charitable work and I go talk to groups and speeches and all that stuff too. So, so it's and then a lot of that stuff, sometimes it's on the weekends or it's fun and I enjoy all of those things, but all that is technically considered part of what we do, right? It's part of work.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's crazy. All the intensity that you put yourself under. What's grabbing your attention today there, Amy Coughell?
Well, you guys, we have a sad update. I don't know if you guys saw this story that happened on Friday afternoon. A 29-year-old man here from Colorado. He was at New Smyrna Beach celebrating his recent marriage to his newlywed wife, and he was in ankle-deep water on the beach. He was struck by lightning. We just got word within the last hour that he did not make it.
No.
So, I know. It's a horrible story. We had 3 people actually struck by lightning on Friday afternoon. 2 of them were golfing at
the type of weather though that they're at the beach and you're not really seeing everyone starting to move inside because there's as of late I'm seeing these lightning strikes. The kid we talked to was it last year?
Yeah.
Or it's we're just finishing up the job because we had gotten alert that in 20-30 minutes we're going to have a storm and all of a sudden someone gets struck by lightning.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. Do you guys actually, I don't know when this changed in me. I've talked about it a bit on the show, but if I see a storm kicking up and I see lightning anywhere close, I will.
Lightning freaks me out.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm getting out of the way. I used to, when I was a kid, think there's no way this lightning's going to strike me. But now
I'm the same. And I feel like in that fear, I'm going to be struck. I have more likeliness to be struck.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the energy to it.
It's true, you guys. I feel like the lightning danger is much bigger. That what do people worry about when they go to the beach? They worry about am I going to get bit by a shark?
Sharks, yeah.
I could drown. I could get bit by a jellyfish.
But this was a freak
lightning
accident.
Risk is real,
right? Because they hadn't detected the lightning yet. Right? Am I getting that wrong?
Yeah. I mean, I think they knew a storm was coming, but it wasn't it was kind of what I like to call, this is terrible, but kind of like those out of the blue strikes, which happen all the time. I mean, this is not that uncommon that we have out of the blue lightning strikes where it might not be raining or storming and then just all of a sudden for whatever reason. And as you guys know, lightning is attracted to water, and in whatever the highest water and whatever the highest point is, so trees, or that's why you should never take shelter under a tree. We had somebody from Volusia Beach Safety on this morning, and she was saying, don't go under, even if you think, I'm under a tent, that's not safe either.
Right.
You have to get away from the beach, go to your car, go to a building of some kind, get off the beach.
Landscape,
but it's scary. They do the best they can to get you out of the water. But if you're not right in front of a lifeguard tower and you're not paying attention,
you're screwed. Yeah,
scary stuff.
Landscape on YouTube says lightning never scared me until I moved to Florida 38 years ago. I just know that there's something different about the summer storms. When the summer storms roll through, they're angry, they're short, they're full of a lot of lightning, and the lightning seems to really want to hit the ground. And so, I don't know, as an adult, maybe I want to die less. I just don't screw around with that, personally. Wow. It does seem like an actual threat. What else is grabbing your attention out there, Amy?
A couple of the stories that we're working on. This is a story that happened in Osceola County. This is basically an SUV, a Hyundai SUV that was trying to pass other vehicles going into oncoming traffic on State Road 60. That happened over the weekend. So, you guys, it's just a lesson in patience. And I know people get aggravated. You get stuck behind a truck and it's like a 2-lane road and you're aggravated and you have somewhere you need to be. This Hyundai SUV basically went into oncoming or eastbound traffic on State Road 60. This is just south of Kenansville. And as they were trying to get back over into the westbound lanes, clipped a semi-tractor trailer. And basically the impact was so great that it exploded and 6 people died, 3 adults, 3 children. It's just, again, it's so heartbreaking, but it is just a lesson in that we all just need to be more patient.
Right.
It's just so sad. And
also getting to the same place.
Right. But nobody.
A couple minutes afterwards.
For some reason, it's like telling a depressed person to stop being depressed when you tell an angry person.
Just don't be sad.
Yeah. Don't let it get to you.
What's going on? Why are you so angry about everything? Then they get more angry, and then all these freakouts end up occurring. Always an absolute pleasure to spend time with you, Amy Coughell. You're the best of the best.
Love you guys.
There she is.
Yeah,
Amy Coughell. Fox 35. Make sure you're watching each and every day on Fox 35 if you're here local. If you are anywhere listening to the show today, fox35orlando.com. Amy, we will see you next week.
Can't wait.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love you too.
The lovely Amy Coughell. All right, when we come back, we got to get geared up for the next episode. I got a clip that I'm dying to play you a clip, guys, and I'll have to get it. At the latest, it'll be jury duty, but it is a banger of a clip that we have to work into the show. More on what's happening with Iran. What are the potential revenge attacks that Iran could get into? We'll find that out as well. A lot on the way, and it's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's no serious accidents really affecting your commute on the major roadways, although you could expect your typical delays on I-4 through that amusement park area. Ongoing construction on Florida's Turnpike might be causing some slowdowns between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
Let's see if this works here. The Skull mic, guys, skull mic. I don't have a skull or a camera, but are the chat people there? Can you hear me? Hello, chat people. Talking to you, the chat people. Oh yeah, all right, it's working. I hacked the system and figured out how to route my mic straight to the stream. I'm skull micing hard right now. Sean is probably going to be jealous. Sean, I'm skull micing super hard right now, but it's sorry that you can't join.
Wait, you know how to do that?
I figured it out. I've hacked the system, and my microphone now is just going straight to the stream. Boom. No way. Yeah. Look at the chat. Look at the chat right now. They're on C-Lane skull mic. I didn't. How would I tell them to say that if I didn't have a skull mic?
All right, well, do the Lord's work out there. The skull mic people want some action.
They do. They're not getting old sick mic. Sick mic guy.
I don't know how you figured that out. It does seem to be working.
It's the same switcher that I use to make sure that our PPM is accurate. I just added another button that's just straight to my microphone. Just raw, loud and clear.
I like that they're like, you're louder and clearer than Sean has been.
Not the day to put this guy down. He's struggling, guys. We didn't know if he was gonna make it today. But anyway, this is kind of fun. Doing the skull thing. Should I? This is not going to be synced up. Nah, it's not. That's not going to work. But anyway, nice to hear from you. Hope you had a good weekend. Got my pool on. Got my mow on. It was a real homeownery weekend. Don't be demanding, Tanya. Can't have it every day. But C-Lane's way better. That is rude. Rude of you to do. I wonder, I should route the board so I could play stuff. But, not quite working. I don't have anything to rant about, Carlos. I'm not a ranter. It's weird things get me into rant mode. Shark bait, you're welcome. Sorry that Sean kept calling you Shark Bite, but he's got his own stuff right now. My son is mowing our lawn now. He's old enough to do it on his own, and I finally get a break. So I had to borrow this mower with the not self-driving thing, because if it would mow itself, that would be cool. I did feel like I was going to die, John. I was given Sunday to sleep in, and by my wife, she said, you could sleep in Sunday, and my niece said, no, screw you. You don't get Sunday to sleep in. You mowed the lawn yesterday, and so now you're just going to be in pain. Just a little bit of pain for the rest of the day. So, but my neighbor said he would have done it because he still thinks mowing the lawn is fun, which is crazy to me. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. We talked about getting a riding one. Lee Road, so love not mowing the lawn anymore. Duh, exactly. It's a terrible thing to do. Tyco toy mower. I had to get Jack one of those. Let's see. We had the Ego electric mower. How much does that thing cost? Ooh, $400 to $600. Self-propelled. Damn it, that's the thing I'm thinking of. Self-propelled. I don't have a picture of the hot lawn guy. That was like forever ago. And I didn't even know he was hot. We had literally hired some guy. We saw his number somewhere, hired the dude, and then we gave his number to a friend, and she hired the dude. And then her boyfriend looked outside and goes, what the hell is this stud of a man doing mowing our lawn? Unacceptable. But anyway, 1 minute left. I'm going to go get a soda. Thank you for hanging out. C-Lane Skull Mike. I love you guys. We'll be back.
777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's official. Summer starts right now on iHeartRadio. Whether you're road tripping or grilling or chilling by the pool, we've got the ultimate playlist and stations to match your vibe. And if you're ready for something a little deeper, dive into Cold Case Files Miami. Follow Enrique Santos as he investigates 3 brutal unsolved murders in his hometown. You're not going to want to miss this.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Do you have AC needs?
Michael, you could be my hot lawn guy any day.
Air.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This
I've been usurped. I can't have this happen on my watch. I'm down for one day, and I've been usurped of all my skull mic power. This is a real, I'm the captain now moment on this show. That's what's happening right now. Yeah. C-Lane found through some, weaseling of technology that he could talk today when I can't speak that well to the skull mic squad people. And he's over there. He's like, I hijacked skull mic, and everybody's over there like, this is the greatest. This is the greatest it's ever been. And on and on and on and on.
His mic is so much clearer.
Yeah. It's like, of course, everything is
but now we have to get your camera to move around as you pace back and forth between your little studio.
There's so many offensive things in that one sentence. Just so many different things. Yeah, you could do that. You see? I mean, that would require you talking to these people. So I seriously doubt that's going to happen. But otherwise, there's plenty of opportunity for anybody to jump on Skull Mike, I guess. Now, folks, I'll see you some other day. I'll see you.
I think you need some rest.
I do, actually. I legitimately do. I got my little, C-Lane was talking about how I look like a real, actual,
like an actual newsman with his coffee cup.
Just light up a cigarette and you'll be good.
That's exactly what Sean said.
Yeah. And he goes, that's not going to help you out, which is right. But
if only they made a cigarette that makes your throat feel better.
That would be great. I thought that menthols were going to be that. Yeah, I thought we'd have something there. I did NyQuil myself out though last night, man. I'll tell you what, mixing the NyQuil and the THC sends you off on a wild adventure.
You're like, guys, it's a not drinking night. I'm going to get hopped up on THC and NyQuil, so better for me.
Got to take care of myself. So let me robo trip and get the THC in the system here as best I can. There is a story out today before we learn what's happening on the next episode here momentarily. Tesla this weekend in Austin, Texas, of all places, they decided to roll out their robo-taxi service. So the automated taxis from Tesla, they rolled it out in Austin, Texas. And I feel like Austin, Texas is kind of the hub for a lot of this stuff.
I think it's one of the, do they already have Waymo in Austin? Or it might be one of the cities that they're driving around the cars in to gather data because they want to put Waymo there.
I feel like if anybody else has it, it's definitely Austin. There's a city where they're welcoming this, and they launched it, and all the folks who could ride without a driver in Tesla's taxi service this weekend had to pay a flat $4.20 fee on account of the marijuana. Get it? You get the meme? A Tesla employee rode along in the front passenger seat as a precaution, so they got training wheels on this thing still. But they said it's not totally ready to go. It only operates between 6 a.m. and midnight. It doesn't operate in the rain. And Tesla's being super paranoid about the launch, so they're very slowly expanding all of this stuff.
So is this going to be Tesla's own thing with vehicles that Tesla owns that they're rolling out? Or is this people who have purchased a Tesla opting themselves into the robo-taxi program?
I think these are different. I think they're the actual robo-taxis.
The plan that they've laid out, if you're a Tesla owner, was that eventually when the technology is ready and the law, more importantly, is ready to allow for driverless vehicles, that you could Uber out your Tesla while you're working or something. I could drive my Tesla to work and then I could turn on the Tesla ride share mode, and it could go pick people up and take them places, and I get some monies, but Tesla also gets a cut of the monies.
Yeah, that's genius. I mean, that's kind of where the future is going. Here's somebody flagging one of these. It's a Tesla. It just looks like a regular Tesla. and there's nobody, I guess, in the driver's seat.
I see somebody in there.
No, it's just a seat. Yeah, it's just a seat. There is a person in the passenger seat, they said, just for like security at the beginning.
Why
That's
the
just
passenger seat? Why not the seat where you could take control of the vehicle?
Maybe because it doesn't look as autonomous. And there's also a button that they didn't explain, but they think it's a kill switch. So if you're just sitting there, you lean over and like hit the kill switch, and the car will stop doing whatever it's doing. But it's crazy. One thing that's really crazy to me, and I didn't see too many people talking about it, with these robo taxis from Tesla, it's just further proof to me that no one can have an original, unique experience or be in their head for 5 seconds. It's proof that there's so many of these people that are as soft gets. It's just the softest of soft human beings. They have an app now where before your Tesla gets there to pick you up in the robo taxi, you set the air conditioning degrees, the temperature on the air conditioning. You tell it what you want to be playing.
That is just showing off. That is 100% showing off. I love it. I'm here for it. But to say that the Tesla will pick you up, I would like it to be, I would like the air to be on high, and I'd like Wu-Tang Clan playing when I open the door.
Fun.
Even more
super fun.
You could say, hey, I'm listening to this podcast right now. I want the podcast to seamlessly continue when I get inside this robo-taxi.
Let's go, baby. The future.
Right. And then like a little baby, everybody like a little baby gets into their robo-taxi, and everything is perfectly coddling them, making them feel as comfortable as possible. No friction.
And midway through this erotic novel, please make sure it's a seamless transition.
And loud volume, if you don't mind, please. So that's what happened this weekend in Austin for $4.20. Let us know if you jump in one. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Exciting news for ticket holders of Sagaroo 2025, as well as exciting news for penis holders that love White Lotus Season 3. Nick Cannon recently revealed A, having another kid, B, he's getting snipped, or C, he can't name all of his children. Plus, let's talk about that alpha zombie dong, shall we? All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show, because therapy is expensive. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Hey, Central Florida, and happy Monday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, it's going to be a hot one, a high of 93 degrees in Orlando. We'll be staying on the dry side as well, only a 20% chance of an isolated shower or two. And that's going to be the case as we head into the next couple of days with temperatures approaching the mid-90s and only an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Better chances of rain will arrive as we head towards the end of this week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Remember when you had a guy, someone who could fix anything? They're still out there at Batteries Plus with their quick solutions and expert advice on any batteries from cars to golf carts. Batteries Plus will have you in and out and on your way in no time. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone.
I didn't forget you. Just had to go to the vending machine. Hello, Ryan. Hi. Cosidius. What's up? Turn that down a little bit. Nobody's banging in my Tesla, by the way. We got Doritos, the cheesy kind, which seems so generic, but a lot of times it's ultimately the perfect snack. And a Diet Coke because they're out of Coke Zero. I share my Diet Coke with Gabrielle. No markers this time. Markers? What are you talking about? What do you mean markers? Cool Ranch is good. I haven't had Cool Ranch in a minute. Papa John's. That's right, Sammy Scam. You got the C-Lane Skull mic today. Let Sean rest that voice. Papa John's used to have, I think it was like a limited time deal. They had a dip that you could get that was sort of like, you when you buy the extra stuff. They had a dip that was Cool Ranch Doritos dip. And I don't know what those sorcerers were thinking. It was delicious, and it tasted spot on, like exactly as described. It tasted like you were eating a sour cream version of the Cool Ranch Dorito. I don't think they have it anymore, though, unfortunately. It was a good one. Good one. I agree, Abraham Dragon Friend. I have tried the golden sriracha flavor because some listener was nice enough to bring us. They brought like a bag for each show. Randomly, enjoy these Doritos. Okay. Tried them out. Not bad. Sergeant Dave, you're on one. Sorry, Sam. I don't know why they got rid of it. They make these weird little choices where they just do limited time stuff. Do the limited time thing. Well, I want to know how the hell they made that because it was delicious. The vending machine at our studios, at our headquarters in Maitland, iHeartRadio, is weird. When I first started working here, they had a Coke machine and a snack machine, and it still took quarters, and it did not take credit cards. It was like very old school. Then they started upgrades. Then they had these little mini marts that was like self-service, and people kept stealing from them or just not using them enough, and the company decided it wasn't worth it. Now they have a combination snack and soda machine, which means that the snacks get cold. So if you get a protein bar, it's hard as a rock. You got to let that thing cool. And my Doritos come out chilly because they got to keep the drinks cold. It's a little weird. Anyway, we're coming back in about 7 seconds. So, gotta go. Love you guys. See ya.
About your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather.
See things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio. The free iHeartRadio app.
Like a car crash, you can't stop listening to. This is the News Junkie.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Excuse my voice. I'm a little under the weather after getting sick this weekend and just trying to make it through today. Sealand has fully stolen the Skull Mike reins, and I hear bits such as vending machine snack review are well underway right now, which was
big
getting
hit,
some.
Guys. It's a big hit.
I was getting some cheers over there. That's for the Skull Mike people, I guess.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Exclusive content, but hang out with us during the show. Go to youtube.com/thenewsjunkie or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
The free!
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey,
smoke weed every day.
Hold up is right. If you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, perhaps expanding your business, or starting your very first, go to thatmortgageguy.com. Work with someone who has your back, who is looking out for you, has your best interest in mind. And shout out to him and his lovely partner who came over to the Luscious Lisa show for the weekend. They said it was Uber night, and boy, did they deliver. And I appreciate them with all the support they have for the show and for my side stuff. Go to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Gotta be honest, I'm kind of getting a little thing here. Is it possible that you coughed into the mic and it came over to this?
I never know. I mean, there's new things happening with technology all the time, so it's not unheard of.
It's going around, man. I just think there's a handful of people getting it lately.
Yeah.
You know who else was getting it 32 years ago?
Who?
The husband of this gal. Lorena Bobbitt is right. And on this day, 1993, she cut off her husband's penis after he allegedly raped her. John Bobbitt was later acquitted of marital sexual assault. Lorena Bobbitt was later acquitted of malicious wounding by reason of insanity.
Still love that moment in that docuseries where the cop was
I ain't
picking that up.
I'm not gay. I'm not touching that penis.
They found John Bobbitt's genitals, and the cop was like, I'm not touching that. I'm not. Like he was going to magically turn gay.
Heterosexual cop grabbed it, and they were able to sew it back on so the man could continue to make 1 or 2 porn films.
At least one. And I don't know if John Bobbitt ever properly thanked that guy, but he really should. Mm-hmm. He should have, yeah.
Now let's take the makers of 28 Years Later. This is not the theme, but boy.
Zombies, though. Zombies, yeah.
Zombies all the way. And all that people can talk about is not the 28 years later of the zombie apocalypse, but apparently the alpha zombie prosthetic penis.
Yes, I saw this. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a zombie with genitals.
So it was prominent, or was it off to the side and you can only see it if you know to look for it?
Personally, I've only seen the stories about it, and it's in theaters.
I thought you went and saw the movie.
No. We were watching some of the old stuff, but I just saw all the chatter, and they go, the zombies in this new 28 years later, there's zombies with genitals, which I don't know if I've heard of that before.
Yeah, audience went hog wild for that big old hog. The central villain, aside from the man himself, Samson, the alpha infected, lives up to his namesake by running nude throughout the film with a monster baby arm, according to reports.
You know what I heard? I heard that they said, is it real or is it fake? And they said, it couldn't be real.
It was prosthetic.
Because there was a 12-year-old kid in the scenes, and you're legally not allowed, if there's a child in the scenes where there's some genitalia, the genitalia has to be fake. It has to be fake.
They were prosthetics, and they say there's a law that states, I think because he was a child, clarifying that the film's youngest star, Alfie Williams, because he was a child, you are allowed to have nudity, but it has to be fake nudity. So that means fake boobs, too? Zombie boobs?
Maybe. I don't know.
But what if it's dead penis?
Here's a review. Lee Road on YouTube says, it was a lot of dong.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dong's making a comeback. So congratulations, and looking forward to that alpha zombie dong.
I think as a joke, where they were ribbing the kid who played, the kid that was in American Pie, that got to bang Stifler's mom.
Yes.
They told him that they had this elaborate sex scene for them planned out, but since he was 17, they couldn't shoot it.
Son of a bitch.
You know what they did end up shooting, and we now have the commentary from, I guess, the person who it's based on. Patrick Schwarzenegger has now reacted to the White Lotus gay porn parody.
Oh, really?
Any guess, without searching the story, what the porn parody is called?
Okay.
Brother Bloatus.
No, that is not it.
Didn't sound like I was that far off, though.
The White Scrotus.
Oh, Brodus. Is it Brodus?
No, also very good. Also very good, and that is not correct. It is called the Tight Lotus.
Okay.
Duh.
I could see it, yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
And I guess Patrick got to see a little bit of it. I said, "What is that?" And his partner said, I love your work. Someone had walked up to him. I said, I love your work. And I just had to come over to you because my boyfriend just booked playing Saxon Ratliff in the Tight Lotus.
Oh.
So they met the gay porn star. It's a new porno coming out. Excuse me. And he goes, yeah, he's playing you. I was like, oh, my God. So it was announced on men.com. Good for them for getting that URL.
Yeah, that's my homepage.
That is the gay website that is putting out the Tight Lotus.
I just want to keep an eye on them. I want to see what they're up to.
Tanya McQuoid would be so proud of how these gays are spending their time at the Tight Lotus, available now.
Is men.com really a gay website? Now I don't dare hit the button here.
I would think men.com was for
I would have thought it was like
but
GQ or
got it first.
All right.
So congratulations to the cast of the White Lotus as well as the Tight Lotus. And finally, what? You went
Don't
to
know why I hit enter on that. Yep,
You
yep.
definitely went to it.
It wasn't not safe for work, but it was just like a gentleman leaning back.
Oh.
Like
ready to get lotuses.
Oh, that guy's got quite the bulge there.
Went to it.
Oh, I didn't look that hard. Jesus,
Who's hard?
Hmm?
I'm excited and I guess a little bit horny for this gal who just announced her Vegas residency.
Oh, Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton is right. Limited engagement at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace, and this, I believe, will be my only opportunity to see her.
Ooh.
Is it not?
What does it take to call something a residency?
Because
How many days?
she's there for a couple days.
No, but he's saying,
how many?
is it a residency if it's there for a week or a month or?
It begins December 4th
And
with ...
ends, we don't know.
Apparently,
Okay.
this website did not want to give me the rest of the information.
Probably fun to see her, though.
Dolly live in Las Vegas, 6 performances in early December.
All right.
Count me the FN. On the boob tube, we have American Ninja Warrior, Quiz with Balls, Yes Chef, Watch What Happens Live with Arnold Schwarzenegger. $5 says they're going to ask about the Tight Lotus. We have Giada in My Kitchen on Amazon, Barbara Walters, Tell Me Everything on Hulu, and you can catch Idris Elba on Colbert. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Amber, and most importantly, stay with me, y'all.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, we'll get to you. A bunch of your feedback coming in. This clip that I've been wanting to play really bad. We're gonna do that next. It is maybe one of the more embarrassing moments caught on audio/video in a while. So come along on the ride, and this will make your Monday, I think. We'll get into this. And have we ever done this before? And I think the answer is yes, but we'll go on that journey. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a serious accident affecting eastbound and westbound lanes on Vine Street, US 192 between Main Street and Oak Street. You can use Donegan Avenue or Oak Street as alternate routes there. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways there. No serious accidents affecting your travels on the major roadways. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
After 6 long years, the Vans Warped Tour is crashing back to Orlando for its epic 30th anniversary, and we're hooking you up with the ultimate VIP experience. You and 3 of your ride or die crew could be living it up with 4 VIP tickets to the most legendary punk rock party of the year, November 15th and 16th, 2025 at Camping World Stadium. We're talking 70 to 100 insane artists, multiple stages, and non-stop chaos in the best way possible. But wait, we're not stopping there. 2 nights at the swanky Renaissance Orlando Resort and Spa, a fresh pair of Vans kicks to stomp around in style, and a $100 dining credit at Dave & Buster's to fuel your mosh pit madness. This is your chance to rage, rock, and relive the glory days, or make some new ones. Thanks to Insomniac and Vans Warped Tour, this is going to be one for the books. So what are you waiting for? Enter now at realradio.fm/contest.
Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Enjoy Eye Candy Energy Drink at Rock Freedom and Fireworks, featuring Papa Wheelie, food trucks, vendors, and an awesome fireworks show. Saturday, June 28th, 5 to 9 p.m. at Ryder Park in Longwood. Taste the sweet life.
Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hey there, my sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company.
Skull Mike. All right. Let's do this. I looked it up. It says a concert residency typically involves a series of performances, usually 10 or more. I think you could do 9 and to call it like a mini residency. Thank you for your nice words about the new graphics. I think they're fun. We've been bouncing ideas on kind of freshening things up a little bit. So that's cool. What's up, Snoop Frog? Hello. Sean Butterworth, what changed? Some people, just don't notice. It's fine. Some different colors, some different shapes. There's some stripes. Those are new. It's nice, the movement, not having things not so static is great. Excited for the live show next week. Holy crap, that is correct. That comes up at you quick. Comes at you real quick. I'm excited for the night live show as well. Radio Michael 7, I did see that announcement, and Sabrina teased it in the next episode, but we didn't get to it. One of the things that I've seen people talking about on like the Bonnaroo subreddit and stuff, I had seen some people tossing around like, we should just initiate chargebacks. You do chargeback with your bank for your credit card. The bank takes the money away from Bonnaroo, gives it back to you. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Terrible precedent to set. And there was a guy specifically that says, hey, here's one reason why it's a terrible idea. This guy that posted, and a bunch of people got at him because he listed like the amount that he had spent on some season tickets to something, and they were like, well, we're not rich like you, blah, blah, blah. That is so beside the point. But this guy said he had a Ticketmaster account that he had season tickets to the Nashville Predators. And he, for some other reason, and he did this, and this was a stupid idea on his part. He went to a concert, and they cut the concert short and like barely had the concert because of some weather problem. And so he issued a chargeback, and Ticketmaster froze his account and will not let him buy tickets to anything. If he buys tickets on his credit card that he did the chargeback on, they cancel them within 20 minutes. They shut his ass down because chargebacks are for fraud. Chargebacks are for theft. And people use chargebacks like, I didn't get what I wanted. Meh, meh, meh. Bonnaroo canceled on me. Where? I don't know how to cancel my secret show, so I just charge back. Bang, bang, bang. Cost people money, and it's messed up. There. Somebody wanted a rant? You got your rant. But yeah, that dude with his $25,000 season tickets to the Nashville Predators had to transfer them over to his wife's account just to keep the tickets because Live Nation had his ass blocked. So I'm sure some people will try this or would have tried it to get what they thought they deserved out of Bonnaroo, but it's just a terrible idea. Now, as far as future dates, Radio Michael 7, who knows? Gotta go. We're coming back.
Products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY, P-A-Y, PAY. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio, 104.1.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
audio for you in a moment. Very embarrassing. I'm sure it's happened to you at some point in time, too. And if you miss any of the show today or ever, you can always get the podcast. It's available at thenewsjunkie.com. Iran is currently retaliating on the U.S. after the strikes on their nuclear facilities, where we bombed the hell out of their nuke facilities, 3 of them in Iran over the week here, or the weekend, I should say. And some of these stories coming out say explosions heard over Doha. That's in Qatar, however you want to say it. Explosions heard over Doha. It appears the Iranian retaliation against U.S. targets in the region has begun. Iranian state media announces Operation Basharat al-Fath, which is Operation Annunciation of Victory. It's kind of like a weird name, but that's what they're saying.
I'm sure that they think Midnight Hammer isn't the greatest name either.
True, probably true, yeah. No indication of impact after these strikes were launched on these U.S. bases.
It would be hilarious if they were like, we announce Operation Bigger Hammer.
Right, yeah. Operation
Sledgehammer.
Right. If they did any of this, it probably would make them fall just as flat on their face. I think the big secret is, and I hate to say this, because lest something terrible happen, but I think the big lesson from all these things is that a lot of these countries are absolutely paper tigers. Russia was the biggest saber rattler out there, and Russia would say, well, watch out, America. We'll have you speaking Russian in no time. We'll get you. Look how we have all these Russian soldiers that are perfectly in lockstep, and we can do whatever we want over here with Putin. And then they can't even defeat Ukraine. They try to go into Ukraine and make stuff happen there, and it's just they're churning bodies out over and over every day. They can't get anything done there. Iran, with the Iranian government, if you don't know, like they changed their flag and all this stuff years and years and years ago. And
it's crazy. The protesters didn't even know which one to buy. Because they were like, they keep changing.
They don't even really lean into the fact that they're like just about Iran anymore. They want to take over a bigger portion of the Middle East, and that's the goal there. And that's why Iran is the biggest state sponsor of a lot of these terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. If you don't know those groups, they're kind of like ISIS types, right? They're like militant Islamic groups that are funded by Iran and held up and kept alive by the Iranian government and their money. And so now they're fighting back. But honestly, I think we, if anything, overestimate what a lot of these countries can do. Israel can pretty single-handedly handle almost all these countries and then has before all of them at the same time in the Middle East. Of course, that's because of U.S. funding and U.S. weaponry. But we often think that they're going to do more than they are. I remember being so scared as a little kid. I will never forget this. As a little kid being so scared, I walked into my parents' room and they were like, it's war. I said, what?
And
I looked up, and on the TV, there was a live thing, and we're going to war in the Middle East. And I go, wow, it's crazy. And the entire war, like, I thought this is going to be like my whole childhood. This is going to be like this. It'll be like a Vietnam or something.
Did you think you were going to be in danger? Like, did you think the bombs were headed to the U.S. of A.?
Probably as a little kid. Just watching, like, bombs dropping on TV and stuff for the first time, I was a little bit thrown off by all that. But then the whole war lasts like no time at all. And you realize, okay, this is different. This is different than I had anticipated it was going to be. Everybody's screeching World War II and World War III and World War IV. And, you go, okay, I think what we're looking at here is there's a lot of emperor has no clothes moments. The Ayatollah has no clothes. I don't think that Iran is actually that strong. I don't. I think Israel alone is able to handle them. And moving on forward, now that the United States has dropped these bunker busters on the nuclear facilities, because I don't want these people, these terrible radical people who say death to America with glee, to have nuclear weapons. I don't want that. I don't want the country that calls the U.S. the great Satan to have nuclear weapons. But when they do retaliate, it doesn't look like they're really landing that crazy of punches just yet, all right?
About this about
Fox
45, more than an hour ago now. Are we where your sources are telling you that we thought we'd be? Have we gone someplace that we're at least prepared to deal with?
Well, Harris, right now what we can tell from open source reporting on Twitter, you can see imagery of about what we're told from Israeli sources are 6 ballistic missiles.
What a way to frame that, by the way.
Twitter?
Open source reporting.
Yeah, that just means I read Twitter. I saw a tweet. I went over on X and I saw something.
Been fired from Iran towards Qatar. As you know, as we discussed, the Al Udeid base, the largest U.S. Base in the Middle East, is about 40 miles from the capital of Qatar, from Doha. You can see the night skies over Doha right now, and there are explosions in the air.
So they said there was explosions in the air over this place called Qatar or Qatar, which is near Saudi Arabia, where there are U.S. bases, where there are about 10,000 soldiers. So if you do have any family that's deployed abroad, you might want to know about this. So far, it doesn't look like anything successfully hit those bases. Iran has to do something, or just like with the Soleimani assassination, they will look inept and weak. And I think that's what they are. I think they are inept and weak. I think a lot of these countries are way more weak than we ever anticipated they would be. And maybe we've let them get away with doing some of this stuff for too long. Maybe we've let Iran just completely terrorize the Middle East and do all of this state-sponsored terror for too long. Maybe if we could just let's spend 50 mil, 60, 70, 80 mil dropping some bombs to prevent them from dropping a nuke on somebody. That seems like it's worthwhile to me, but let us know what you think. Sorry if you're just tuning in. I'm struggling through things today. My voice
is doing great.
A little bit wrecked, but I do have my tea. I have my honey tea over here, which is assisting me a bit.
Filled to the brim with acid.
My water. No, I hope not. I truly hope not. Hang on.
Oh, gosh. Did you guys see the thing that Fritz posted over the weekend? About, there was some dude. It was like the most metal thing I've heard in forever.
Well, what happened?
He was talking about some guy, rock star guy, telling a story about how he accidentally dosed another band. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I was getting ready to go on stage. And so I always put a couple drops of liquid LSD in my Bushmills before I get on stage. I'm like, what?
Same, yeah,
what?
For sure. Every morning.
I feel like I could not perform with that happening.
Is there a little part of you that wonders what that performance would be like, though?
I think it would be like the scene in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they do the dance routine and they think it's like the greatest thing ever, and then it shows it from the other people's perspective. And it was the most embarrassing thing. I think that's what I would be doing.
I think Family Guy had when Lois and Peter had their family band, and they thought they were Simon and friggin' Garfunkel, and then they go to what people really heard, and it was like,
not as good as they thought. Meanwhile, over on Netflix, things are getting weird.
Okay,
things are getting weird.
What you mean?
Netflix is starting to get, I think Netflix, whoever's behind their social media account, too horny. They're way too horny. And there's been a lot of people, you can look this up if you guys want to, but there's a lot of people who say that the B movie, the B movie, Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
People say the B movie is very sexual, actually.
I thought that was one of the top searched sexy Pixar gals.
It might be.
Alongside Mrs. Incredible.
But they're leaning into the
big butts.
Sex stuff for the B movie. Here's one of the promotional posts they did this weekend.
Oh.
You have the little bee played by Jerry Seinfeld, and he's looking at the lady, and it says, I'm so small and tiny. She's so big and tall. And it's like this freeze frame from the B movie where clearly they're trying to make this a sexualized thing between a tiny little bee and a lady. What are the
comments like?
Let me see here. Hang on. Because they always throttle this stuff. Netflix needs to chill. LMAO, we got millennial gooners ruining company accounts now. We're so cooked. Canceling my subscription as we speak. This will do it for you. Not going to say that one out loud. Never deleting this app. Best movie ever made. Delete this.
Okay.
Really just trying to dunk them as much as they possibly can. I've never seen the Bee Movie and thought, hey, this is like some very horny escapade between bees and humans. But they truly are leaning into it over on Netflix. So Godspeed, friends. If you're going to do it, steer into the whole thing. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, there's a lot of stuff to share with you, including this most embarrassing moment that we've had on the show in a while. I'll play that right after the break, I promise. We'll get into that right after the break. And I bet you have done this. I think either Sealand or Sabrina has admitted to doing this. Ooh. But it happened again. Wait till we hear this together. That clip is coming up next in the news, Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Okay, it works, but are you like, are you into sex a lot? Are you sexually aroused a lot? Do you want to do it a lot?
Why, you want to take me to dinner first?
I know.
I'm just saying, like.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a serious accident affecting eastbound and westbound lanes on Vine Street, US 192 between Main Street and Oak Street. You can use Donegan Avenue or Oak Street as alternate routes there. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways there. No serious accidents affecting your travels on the major roadways. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
Presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there.
For a weekend full of superstar performances, never-before-seen collaborations, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Greenway Kia is under new management. With 3 great locations across Central Florida and one of the area's largest selections, we want to see you in a Kia. Upgrade your summer adventure in a brand new 2025 Kia Sportage EX. Lease it for just $149 per month for 24 months with $39.95 due at signing and 0 security deposit. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 7/15/25.
Eye Candy Energy Drink. Enjoy Eye Candy Energy Drink at Rock Freedom and Fireworks, featuring Papa Wheelie, food trucks, vendors, and an awesome fireworks show. Saturday, June 28th, 5 to 9 p.m. at Ryder Park in Longwood. Taste the sweet life. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Phantom Fireworks, lighting up backyards of America from coast to coast. Visit Phantom Fireworks at Orlando's only brick-and-mortar store, or Coco in Daytona. Click fireworks.com for showroom specials, coupons, and a location near you.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Buy one, get 2 free at Pyro Spot Fireworks. That's right, you can shop Florida's largest selection of buy one, get 2 free fireworks. Pyro Spot prices and products blow the competition away. With fireworks so good, your neighbors will think you've gone pro. Easily use their on-site videos to plan your own incredible fireworks show. Locations now open in Eustis, Longwood.
Hello, chat people. Let's see if you could hear this. I got a fire clip ready. Oh, damn it, it's not doing it.
I'm so small and tiny. She's so big and tall.
Got him. Got him. Hello, friends. Hi, Twitch people. Where's all did YouTube get banned? Oh, no. YouTube's here, too. Hello, Marla. Water Boys, what's up? Kent, hello. Not God, just C-Lane. Keep meaning to ask. Is the show going to be outside at Whiskey Kitchen? That is the plan. What's up, Tim from Ohio? Where in Ohio? The plan for Whiskey Kitchen is to be outside, weather permitting. I don't know that would be a call that we'd be able to make super ahead of time if we had to. Should you bring sunscreen, eat fresh rocks? Absolutely. I think, or be under enough shelter, because last time it was quite hot, so much so that the laptop that was maintaining the connection between us and Maitland, which is necessary for such a live broadcast, it just overheated. It just slowed down and started stopping. And then I got yelled at for not telling anybody we were off the air. The show must go on, guys. That's why fake-ass Skull Mike is here. Call it Dull Mike, maybe. I don't know. We'll workshop some names. We have some time. Let's go. Rhyming dictionary. Rhyme zone. Skull. Not a lot of stuff rhymes with skull. It's a numbskull is one of the. That's stupid. Dull Mike. Null Mike. Ha. Oh, lull. That would be Tommy selling ponchos for $75. Tommy, we will escort you out for selling our ponchos. If they do the Water Boys live stream, maybe we'll just plug that one in. Anyway, we're back.
PAY. Pay. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the
A little under the weather today, but we're pushing on. You can learn more about the show by going over to thenewsjunkie.com. Thenewsjunkie.com. Love this clip. Probably my favorite of the weekend that you guys missed. And this happened in a Colorado courtroom. And I'm just going to bring it to you kind of raw, and then we'll talk about it. Let me see if the volume's okay here first. Let me just crank this up so you can hear everything.
Give it a little crank.
This happens in a Colorado courtroom, and here's the back and forth between the judge and one of the lawyers.
Wasn't pursued it, but this could have been three separate.
Okay, but it wasn't three separate. Let's go with what happened in the case.
Okay, just so you know, the woman talking is the judge. The man talking is the attorney talking to the judge. And people have a lot of questions about this back and forth. So just with that in mind, now you know what's going on.
Wasn't pursued it, but this could have been three separate.
Okay, but it wasn't three separate. Let's go with what happened in the case.
But, honey, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I did see this.
Honey, and then you go, where does that come from? And
because that's how him and his wife talk.
Or like, does he know this judge better than we're thinking? Or was that just like when you call your teacher mom?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, Mom.
As of late, I mean, recently, it has been, I called my mom Babe.
Yeah.
By accident.
We talked about that. That was pretty recent, right?
Yeah.
And then it sticks with you.
Just in the, and I don't even know if my mom caught it. I'm certainly not going to follow up.
No, it's like, it still sticks with me.
It just comes out.
around my house, we still quote C-Lane all the time, where C-Lane told the story. He was about to say goodbye to somebody, and he was going to say goodbye, buddy, or goodbye, dude. And he said, see you later, bud.
It was bud, but at mid-word, I switched to dude, so it came out booed.
Yeah, see you later, bud. And then you just sit there by yourself in the hallway for like 5 minutes going, what did I do? What I ruined that encounter.
Oh, the worst part was, as described, I was ending a phone conversation, so that I just hung up and I was like, I wonder how he feels about this.
Can't get that back. I just said booed. But
yeah.
This guy said, did you say honey?
Yeah.
With what happened in the case.
But honey, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I don't know what to say to that. I apologize.
Okay, go ahead.
The judge was very graceful and gracious about the whole thing. It was like
you could feel it in his soul. As he's saying it.
Yeah, she was ready to move on.
He lost all the color in his face.
Yes, but has this ever happened to you guys where you go, I understand what I just did, and now I need to pull up. But you can't, because all you keep thinking about is you go, I just called the judge, honey.
All the time.
He cannot pull out of it. He is really struggling.
I apologize.
Okay, go ahead.
The question here is what happened.
He is thinking of nothing but the fact that I just called the judge, honey. I just called the judge, honey.
He's trying to get back on track. You can hear him.
I'm sorry. I've just been totally thrown by
I can
mistake.
imagine. I can imagine. I'm a little thrown by that also, if I'm being honest.
I don't know what to say. It's just
Okay, well, go ahead. You've only got 1 minute and 7 seconds left.
The question here.
Full meltdown would have been if he said, "Okay, babe. Oh, one more
All
little
right, sugar
superlative."
tease. Here you got it. Next 45 seconds.
That has got to hurt. But Celine's right. The judge really tried to give him some grace. She was like, "Okay, keep moving."
It wasn't. She seems more annoyed by the fact that he can't continue his thought, finish his thought. She seems more because she was ready to move past it and not say anything about it. And then when he brought it back up, that's when she was like, "Well, yeah, I'm a little thrown off by it too." And then you actually are getting her opinion on things.
Honey is and just the way he said it, it was so nonchalant. It sounded like they've been in a relationship. It was like, "All right, listen, honey. Oh, yeah, absolutely cringe getting stuck with that." Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Have you ever done that before? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com.
I don't call anybody honey.
No, me either.
I haven't gotten to the honey phase yet.
I say babe.
Yeah,
I will say babe. I often don't use any kind of things like that. And I don't like it. I'll every once in a while say Courtney's full name, and it always seems weird. It'll be like, "Hey, Courtney." We have conversations all the time, and never do I use her full name. I just don't have the.
I don't often use Nicole's full name, but if I'm trying to get her attention, and I don't know, perhaps the situation in which a lot of people were there, I'll go, "Nicole," and she goes, "Why did you just call me by my phone?"
It's got a little sting to it.
Because you didn't hear the 17 babes I threw your way. Right. Everyone else answered.
This is getting lost in the crowd.
Is this how you pry her from a TikTok or?
Here we go. Let's go.
Ashley goes, "Christopher Lane." If she's trying to get my attention, especially if there are other people around.
And whenever I hear my full name too, I realize I don't.
I'm in trouble.
If she says Sean Michael Wasson, I'm like, I forget my middle name is Michael all the time. All the time. I have zero connection to it. I'm like, what? I feel like when she does that, she's doing Christopher Dolores Lane in that bit. I'm like, Michael, it's weird. All right, let's go over to a couple of dispatches real quick. Here is Sheepdog with the dispatch talking about Teslas.
That's so weird. You're talking about a Tesla and setting a temperature. I just left the homeowner's house. I was like, "I think your car's on." She's like, "Oh, my husband doesn't like it to get over 90 degrees, so it'll automatically kick on and cool the car off." I'm like, "Oh,
really?
Okay.
That's a feature?"
What?
I'm here for
if
your
you're not going to be in it.
But anyway, yeah, that's weird. I guess you can set a Tesla's temperature to keep it below a certain number. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Elon, yay, Sheepdog, out.
There you go. So that's a good feature if it's true. That works out well.
But you're not going into the car for 12 hours.
I guess they. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they set it up so they don't waste, because that would just be wasting the battery, cooling it down.
I would turn on that Well, you would argue that if it's sort of like your home AC, that it's more of a waste to turn it way up during the day.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to work harder to cool the house when it's time for you to get home.
Right.
So it may not be as much of a waste as you think. I think that would be a perfect feature to turn on while I'm out. Like, if I'm at the store and I don't want it to go too hot, it's this way when I get back, it's nice and cool inside.
Like when you're at a parking lot somewhere. I could see that working, yeah. Here's VW Shane with the dispatch.
As a radio listener, we're still out there. I'm really happy I got to hear C-Lane and the Skull Mike thing today. I hear you guys talking about Skull Mike, but it was nice to finally get to hear, what it's like. I got an Ego lawnmower too, C-Lane. Pretty cool. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop. Also, I'm just kidding. I saw it on YouTube. Gotcha.
All right. There he goes.
Oh,
Thank
is he
you,
trying
VW
to
Okie dokie.
make me sweat about it?
Perhaps. I don't know. I'm completely out of the loop on the Skull Mike front. I don't have any control over it today. I'm just trying to get through the actual show. It's unbelievable. A lot of comments about that, though. We'll go over to this from John. John's talking about World War III inbound.
So with everything going on, everything doesn't look too good. But seeing a bunch of soldiers getting steak and lobster, that doesn't bode well, because anytime that you get steak and lobster, the news is never great. It's congratulations, you're getting deployed.
So he's talking about this video that went viral this weekend.
I did see it.
And in it had a whole bunch of people in the armed forces getting a steak and lobster dinner. And it's like, well, that's how you know you're getting shipped out. I believe the video is old. I don't think it was a new video. I think it was just a resurfaced video that people were doing. But the better indicator that is just like so crazy to me is the pizza orders from the Pentagon, where there's like a Pentagon pizza meter. And when all of the pizza places around the Pentagon get really busy, it's almost like the hurricane thing with
the Waffle House.
The Waffle House index. And they go, well, the Pentagon is burning the midnight oil and working really hard. And so
it's the midnight hammer, Sean.
Burning the midnight hammer in this case. And so there's something going on here. And it's really reliable. Like, it's shockingly reliable to lean into that.
Should try some other tactics. Or different food.
All right, quick final dispatch for now. I'm dying. Here is Shelby Dawn.
Hey, junkies. Happy week. All right, so I was listening to the podcast. Y'all were talking about the fan that they kept focusing on during the Karen Reed trial. It reminded me of somebody or something else that we actually haven't seen in a while, and I realized that he probably got laid off because of skull cam. So I just want to say a remembrance to Mr. Waldivet with his little eyeballs.
True.
Miss him. He was cute. Just wondering what he's up to.
No, it's there's a stuffed animal replacement for Divot who is actually in the studio hanging out here, but he's not on the camera as much as he used to be, unfortunately for him. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, excuse me, I'm dying. We have an update on the Minnesota attacks that was definitely jarring to me for me to see this update this weekend. Diddy's trial, and then we have a shooting at a church in Michigan. But what drove all of this? The details are pretty surprising, and they're coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Right here, right now. There is no other place I want to be.
Classic alternative.
Flip to the Seminoles from Oklahoma. The Rays have today off after taking 2 of 3 from AL Central leading Detroit. Tampa Bay opens a road trip tomorrow night in Kansas City. And Oklahoma City will honor the NBA champion Thunder tomorrow. They do it with a parade after the team beat Indiana for their first ever title yesterday. I'm Scott Davidson.
Fairwinds Credit Union. Whether you need personal or business accounts to help you reach your goals, they've got you covered. Visit fairwinds.org to join their community of financial freedom seekers today. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Folks, you deserve to be nice and comfortable inside your house. And if you're having guests over, you don't have to worry about it. They're going to start sweating. Is it uncomfortable in here? With Mills Air, you can wave goodbye to those worries. They are the best. They've been around since 1992. That's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida cool. Their techs like Mo, who came out to the studio and fixed the AC, can service any brand out there. And they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. They can get you big rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is
Dull Mike. I saw that Calling the Judge Honey video over the weekend. Brutal. Brutal. Bootsy says, full mic? That's sort of... Honestly, when I looked at the rhyme zone, took you long enough. Oh my gosh, you give a horse, or give a mouse a cookie. I don't know where I was going with the horse. Don't know where I was going with the horse thing. But when I typed in skull on the rhyme thing, some of these things... Do people pronounce HTML? Because it's saying that like XHTML rhymes with skull, and also DHTML. They call it like Ditmal. Is that a thing? Is that a thing that people do? Not sure. Some of the words that wiggle themselves in here are very curious. Horses love cookies. I'm sure, but that's not the old children's story. You give a mouse a cookie, he wants some milk to drink, and then it goes and goes and goes until you're giving him a cookie again. Something like that. But if you give a horse a cookie, probably would enjoy himself a cookie. Sean Combs' attorneys do not plan to call any witnesses. Yeah, see, which we talked about that last week, that they were talking about not calling witnesses, which sounds crazy, but I think they might just think they got it on a lock, so much so that the state didn't make a good case for the specific charges, and instead just kept talking about what a dick this guy is, what an evil person. I mean, have they even covered racketeering in court? You got to tell the jury, this is what racketeering is, and here is how Sean Diddy Combs racketeered. Is racketeer a verb? Racketeer. I'm probably spelling that so wrong. Racketeering. Past tense. Past tense of racketeering is racketeered. Nailed it. Super smart, this guy. If you give a horse a peppermint, they'll be your best friend. I don't know. We talking about the peppermint candies, the little white with the red swirls? Not really swirls. The kind of thing you get at the end of a meal at a Ma and Pa restaurant. They had the obvious evidence of drugs and didn't do the drug charges. Yeah, but they still passed the drugs around. That's what I'm saying. They're talking about things that he's not charged with. That's crazy. All right, coming back.
Anajar and Levine accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This.
On what's happening with war. I know a lot of people concerned about that, especially if you got somebody who's serving in the U.S. military when they're talking about Iran targeting this base. What's happening with Iran targeting that base? Real quick. First thing I liked, Trump tweeted out or truthed out. Who knows? I never know. Trump truthed out, I guess. He says, everyone, keep oil prices down. I'm watching. You're playing right into the hands of the enemy. Don't do it.
You hear that, everyone?
Yeah, I don't know if it works.
Everyone who's been keeping the oil prices up, everyone.
At oil.
Keep them down. Everyone keep oil prices down. He says, I'm watching. You're playing right into the hands of the enemy. Don't do it. Some of the other things happening out there. Doha, which is in Qatar, has a base full of U.S. soldiers called Al-Udeid. Probably not great. And usually houses
you died?
Al, you died.
It's Al-Udeid. Al-Udeid. And that's the air base in Qatar. It's the largest U.S. military facility in the Middle East. There's over 10,000 U.S. personnel there. And they've launched a fairly big rocket attack, the Iranians have, in retaliation for us bombing their nuke facilities. And that's happened over the last couple of minutes here, or the last hour. But when you look into the details, everything brings me back to my thought where I'm like, oh, Iran is this paper tiger. The New York Times says, Iran coordinated the attacks on the American air base in Qatar with Qatari officials and gave advance notice that attacks were coming to minimize casualties, according to 3 Iranian officials familiar with the plans. The officials said Iran symbolically needed to strike back at the U.S., but at the same time carry it out in a way that allowed all sides an exit ramp. They described it as a similar strategy to 2020 when Iran gave Iraq heads up before firing ballistic missiles at an American base in Iraq following the assassination of its top general, who died like a dog, Soleimani himself.
A beautiful dog.
So they gave them heads up, and they got everybody out of there. I think it was even though Iran says, they said, in response to the U.S.'s aggressive, this is the Iranian government, in response to the U.S.'s aggressive and brazen action against Iran's nuclear sites and facilities, the powerful armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran destroyed the U.S. airbase in Al-Udeid, Qatar. And they said the number of missiles used in this successful operation was the same as the number of bombs used by the United States in its attack on Iran's nuclear facility.
They do that on purpose?
Yeah, it's like trying to go, we got your back, you got us, you got your back. But this was a mostly empty base. There wasn't a bunch of U.S. People here. There wasn't a bunch of planes. They removed them. So it looks like this was kind of a bit of a nothing burger, at least so far. Maybe there's more to it. We shall see in just a minute. Right now, here we go. Excuse me, I'm starting to die here on the show, but we'll be okay. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Here's the phone number, 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to the website, justcallmo.com.
Nice guy.
If you're in an accident, Mo is there to help you out, and his attorneys are absolutely fantastic at dealing with people. They know that you're a person in the middle of all this, and you need somebody to make you feel calm and comfortable as they go up against these insurance companies. That's what they do. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or justcallmo.com. All right. We remember the situation in Minnesota with the political people who were attacked, right?
Yes.
The guy
Sure do.
with a creepy mask, and he went to attack all these different politicians, and the cops seemingly dropped the ball on this. Well, now the FBI has released a letter that Vance Belter, the guy who did these shootings and killed 2 of these people, injured 2 others, that he sent in to the FBI. And this has been the perfect example of how this stuff usually goes. At the beginning, there's like, oh, there's been some attacks on elected officials in Minnesota. The elected officials were Democrats, both the houses that were attacked. So everybody's like, you see, Republicans, MAGA, this is MAGA violence. It's dangerous. Next couple hours, it's revealed that there were flyers for the No Kings protests in this guy's car. And then MAGA types and Republicans are like, you see, it's actually your person who was saying that this person isn't far left enough, and they were targeting the Democrats from the far left. That's who it was. Then we get back to a hit list that included like all Democrats or mostly Democrats in the names. And then this guy's friends talking about stuff. But the FBI released this letter. And in the letter, they call it a rambling conspiratorial letter addressed to the FBI from alleged assassin Vance Belter. He claimed Governor Tim Walz, that was Harris's VP, if you're wondering, Governor Tim Walz instructed him to kill U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar so that Walz could run for the U.S. Senate. Now, Tim Walz is not running for the U.S. Senate. No reason why anybody would believe any of this stuff. But it just goes to show you, so often people are like, he's on your team, he's on my team, he's on your team, he's on my team. And the person is just a deranged lunatic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who said he was
I
like,
don't care whose team it's on. It's someone who went out and got access to weapons with the intention of murdering somebody.
And anytime somebody says in letters to the FBI that they were secretly trained by the federal government,
exactly.
Usually they're crazy.
Well,
usually this is a crazy person.
Yeah, because
I think rule number one, if you're being secretly trained, is to not tell anybody.
First day of secret training. It's the first day. You know, you just don't tell people about it.
Yeah, so it looks like this is one of those cases where this was a person who was completely brain fried, and he had like different things going on in his head, but didn't know exactly, you know, he was like some perfect secret soldier for any political party. Although he was targeting mostly Democrats, it seems like in his head he thought, like, I'm helping out Tim Walz. Meanwhile, the case continues, and federal prosecutors are about to rest their case against Sean Diddy Combs today.
Really?
Yeah, they are. Federal prosecutors are going to rest their case. The defense, Diddy's defense, has stated before that they may just close up shop. They might just say, okay, we're done too. We don't think you've proven the charges against Diddy. So we're also going to close our case. And the final witness for the prosecution was Joseph Cercelio of Homeland Security Investigations, who walked the jury through reams of travel records, hotel invoices, and money transfers that prosecutors hope will convince the jury that Combs and Associates trafficked his ex-girlfriend, who was testifying under the pseudonym Jane. And so this might be the final piece of the puzzle to try to get those RICO charges and stuff to stick by having somebody go, yep, here's what they did. This is how it was organized. But still,
that's the interstate or whatever prostitution charges.
Mm-hmm.
Does that even involve the racketeering charges?
They haven't really specified if this attack was particularly on that front, like if they were going after just the RICO charges.
The RICO charges are the heaviest ones.
Yes, because it's like mob charges, basically. You know, that's the RICO charges are what they came up with to get a bunch of mob leaders. Let me see, RICO charges. I'll bring up the wiki on this so we know what's going on. Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. And this is a United States federal law that provides for extended criminal penalties and a civil cause of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization. And so then they just beef that up to include like Diddy and his co-conspirators. And hey, actually, you guys are all part of like some organization here, and it's a worse crime. So I don't know if they'll be able to get Diddy on this. It's been difficult to get people, even other rappers in the past, on these kind of charges. But we're getting toward the end of this case, and we'll get some sort of resolution on this pretty quickly. We don't know how the jurors are feeling. We don't know if the jurors are just completely wiped out. We have no idea how all of that is going. And finally, in jury duty, there is a story about this weekend where a man opened fire outside a Michigan church filled with worshipers. They said the man who opened fire was hit by a vehicle first. Somebody plowed into him with a car to stop him, and then shot by security staff who averted a potential mass shooting. there was photos of this man on social media, and in it he had posed in front of the church, and there was just some very religious stuff, some things that seemed very strange. But thankfully, they were able to stop him at this Cross Point Community Church in Wayne, Michigan, before things got even worse than they could have been. All right, with that, we'll go to you, and we'll work in any of your comments, whatever you have on your mind. Send those over as a dispatch on thenewsjunkie.com right now. Here is Flip, who sent in a video dispatch that I didn't get to. Let's see.
So yesterday morning, my son had a meeting with his superiors. He's currently deployed and is on presidential detail, and was told that his deployment is being extended 1 to 12 months.
Damn.
And when that happens, for the type of job that he does, that usually means something is about to go down, and he needs to be, just like any other military person, they got to be ready to go. But for him in particular, because he is on presidential detail, it means something is about to go down that was unforeseen up until about a week ago.
Well, what could that possibly be, right?
A lot of information.
That's tough. That's why I was trying to get the information out. There's like 10,000 U.S. soldiers who are on these bases that could be targeted by Iran, and obviously they are. They're worried about this. They're worried about their family members being injured. Somebody says, "Missed the beginning of the show. Why is Sean dying?" I'm just sick. Yeah, I'm just fighting through today. I'll probably take off tomorrow and then just like recuperate and then be back on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or die, or possibly die. I don't want to.
We don't want you to die, bud.
But I just want to throw it out there because it is potentially in the cards. For the folks who are focused on this Iran stuff, which is obviously anybody attached to any person serving in the armed forces, this story says Iran launched 6 ballistic missiles at this Al Udeid air base. Celine, find out how you say that. Can you find out how? I don't want to screw that up 10,000 more times.
Every time I hear it, it's like, ow, you dead.
Aludeid, and Al Udeid seems way too heartless to refer to it that way. In Qatar, 10,000 U.S. troops, explosions in Doha, that's in the country of Qatar. U.S. Embassy telling Americans to shelter. U.S. interceptors engaged, no word on damage yet. And the Iranians claim they damaged the whole thing or they destroyed the base. The Americans say that the place was empty. The Iran attack on the U.S. Al Udeid base.
Al
Udeid?
Yeah, that's what this guy on
We're watching the same thing.
AP's YouTube.
Okay. Al Udeid. All right, U.S. Al Udeid base seems consistent with what intelligence sources told me they expected to see. A face-saving, non-lethal retaliation. If so, and if Iran's honor is satisfied, and if Donald Trump can swagger that Iran was unable to inflict harm, there may be no escalation of this conflict and perhaps a period of uneasy calm, which would probably be a good outcome for all people involved, I would imagine. But that's where we find ourselves right now in the middle of all of this. It's been an interesting back and forth for sure, especially the talk of the sleeper cells and stuff. When Fox News was saying, Iran threatened to activate sleeper cells, you're wondering, are we going to get terrorist attack? Is this thing at this church, is that part of this? You know, what exactly is going on here? Here they are talking about that.
Can you assess that issue particularly? How many Iranians are in the country that are in sleeper cells trying to do bad to America right now?
Do bad to America.
Well, look, you and I have talked about this many times. I said the last 4 years, my biggest concern was this open border was the biggest national security vulnerability this country's ever seen. So I pulled numbers this morning just from a CBP under Joe Biden. There was 1,272 nationals of Iran released in the country between OFO and the Border Patrol. And you compare that to the Trump administration, zero. Right, 0 releases. And right now, because of President Trump's leadership, we have the most secure border in my lifetime, most secure border in the history of this nation. So we have a secure border. That was President Trump's big win on securing this nation. So we're not releasing people in this country. Special interest aliens aren't crossing that border.
Yeah, but are they already here was the question. I mean, that was the thing that people are asking about. That's Tom Homan, who was talking about these sleeper cells. And that apparently is what...
terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's just a bunch of bluster and we don't end up actually hearing any more about it. I don't want a giant protracted war. I don't want U.S. soldiers going into these places. I also don't want the Iranian government to have nuclear weapons like most people. I think that they're an overall negative force on the world, and stopping them would be good, but we'll see if any of that could happen. Okay. We want to hear from you. Send us your feedback. We're going to take a break in just a bit here, and I'm going to try to drink as much of this hot tea next to me that I possibly can. And
get a full dollop of honey right down that throat hole of yours.
I remember when I tried that way back in the day one time when I was sick on the show. I don't know if it helped or anything.
But is it your throat or is it? I hear lungs, less lung capacity.
I'll tell you, the razor blade thing is really razor blade throat is really kind of feeling like what we got here. I don't want this though. I don't even know. It seems so late
Isn't
to
that
do a
what the
COVID
new
test in
COVID is?
2025.
I mean, I got one if you need to.
Yeah, no, I got them here. But I think that I feel like they might be expired because they don't last forever. But
Expired.
Do they don't they still work after they expire, right?
Yeah.
Or how does a test expire?
I mean, if you
I could
have,
try.
if you definitely have COVID, something will still come up, I'm sure. Unless
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
moldy.
It's some sort of cold that's making the rounds. A lot of people are getting hit with this. I just happen to be the latest one to be getting hit at the moment. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll get through this last hour of the show. Do join us. Send us dispatches. Those are important right now. Record yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, back in a second. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with night 2 of the Mount Dura Summer Night Series with Ryan Holmes from the Monsters in the Morning, July 12th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Traffic slowing down on I-4 near State Road 423. You could expect your typical delays on I-4 through that amusement park area. There's a crash getting cleared up affecting eastbound and westbound lanes on Vine Street, US 192 between Main Street and Michigan Avenue. Look out for an accident getting cleared up here on State Road 46 westbound at I-4. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
If you want to find out about a reverse mortgage, that mortgage guy Don can help. Rates are improving, and that makes the terms even more favorable. Want to find out how it works? That mortgage guy Don will get you some numbers and explain the details. And then you decide if it makes sense for you to proceed. A reverse mortgage can be a lifesaver, especially for people over 62 on a fixed income. So get a quote today with no hard credit inquiry and work with an expert and a friend that you could trust. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Imagine yourself winning $1,000 this summer. Would you do a beach weekend? Upgrade your phone? Commission a custom portrait of yourself. Hey, we're not here to judge. We are here to give you that chance to get a grand.
What's happening? Looks like the man's going to be out tomorrow. Looks like no Sean. I mean he's got to rest that voice. I don't know how many of you guys were around back when I used to lose my voice all the time. That was not a fun experience. Not having a voice is, whew. Better call Pinkman. Yeah, well, yeah. Sure, we'll see if Mr. Fowler's available. Rested up from his last bout of filling in on the show. He thought when there was some texting back and forth, and there was a maybe of Sean taking today off. He thought that we texted Josh, and he said I should have known. Should have known that because we bombed Iran, I would have to come in. It's so loud when you do that, C-Lane. AD, what did I do? I have to turn it down, then when it goes to the show, I can't hear it. The way I have this set up, I think that I don't actually have control over the volume. Waterboy says deal with it. Rude. New COVID variant going around Nimbus, a.k.a. NB.1.8.1. It's overmodulating. That's no good. Why are you just telling me this now? The whole time you were telling me that my skull mic, dull mic, whatever we're calling it, is clearer. So that might, but there's a couple people that are saying now overmod, which, damn, that's no good. Well, good. Thank you, Water Boys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do on a Tuesday. Somebody on the texting service earlier was correcting Sean, and it's such a weird, actually. We were talking about that Elio movie that totally flopped at the box office, and I guess according to the texter, Sean didn't quite get the plot. It says he doesn't have one eye, Sean. He gets beat up and has to wear an eye patch. Again, don't describe movies you don't know about. What a very specific thing to get mad about. Sean, you should have a talk with the morning show. They have, I don't know. A couple people called me dummy for self-propelled. Listen, there's some homeownery stuff. Oh, Jack Bradshaw. Now I could talk to C-Lane during the breaks. Cool. You can always talk to me during the breaks, Jack. The door is always open, sir. YouTube getting a Bradshaw appearance. Hee-hee. Bootsy, I would pay very good money to read the text. We used to have somebody that would tweet out some of the more fun text messages we got, just because some of them were extra stupid, some of them were extra. I think people would have too much fun if they were able to read the text service. And the people, I think they've realized by now that they're not as anonymous as they probably thought at one point. Water Boys, I got the quote. I think we're moving towards not getting, because we got multiple quotes and they're all just crazy expensive. And so instead, I think we're just gonna do the pool thing. We're going to redo the pool. It's a lot more enjoyable than grass. It feels more worth the money to do the pool than spending 20 grand on grass and then go, look at my grass. Just, what a kick in the dick that is. I'm not missing the boat, Big Doug Millionaire. I'm not. I've been comparing all the quotes. And none of them are super low because sod is expensive. You said it. Nail on the head, Water Boys. All right. We got about 30 seconds left here, so I need to talk with Sean, put him back on the air. See you in a minute.
Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the news.
As you can hear, I'm dying. Just dragging through the last hour of the show.
Oh, buddy.
Bless your soul,
That's
though.
not great.
You pushed.
I wanted to see if I could make it through today, but I mean, I'll make it through to the end of the hour. But it's just I'm gonna have to take a day off and let my voice recuperate a little bit. I haven't been sick in a while. I haven't actually gotten sick to the point where I've taken a day off and just had to recuperate. But this thing feels a little different, whatever's going around. And I've seen so many people in the last couple of weeks that have gotten sick.
It's moving around. Somebody on the texting service says, teacher here, razor blade throat is typically strep.
That's great.
No, but we were talking about laser blade because that is supposed to be the new,
this is the new COVID variant or whatever.
Variant,
I don't know. I'm probably just sick. I would just take it as I haven't been sick in actually sick with a cold like this in a while. So it's a matter of time. I probably put my hands on my face too much, and here we are. But, okay, let's see what we got here. How do you guys feel about this? If I took your phones away from you, Sabrina and Celine, and
I already don't like it.
I had to I wanted to task you guys with navigating somewhere in town, anywhere, doesn't matter where, but I just threw a location out at you.
Okay.
Without your phones and without GPS, would you feel like you'd be confident and be good at getting around if you didn't have the GPS on your phone?
Hey, have I been there before? Do I know the area? I would say at this point, for the sake of the conversation, 60% confident.
60% confident. C-Lane, would you as well feel confident about at least without your phone?
90%. I can usually make my way around pretty well. I often will, and I think we talked about this recently, put the GPS on when I'm driving somewhere, more so to have a better idea of when I'm going to get to the destination than because I don't know where to go.
Yeah, I think Courtney's like that too, because Courtney's lived here her whole entire life. So she, this is home. She knows all the different neighborhoods and all the different places.
You guys have CarPlay too, right? Everybody, we're all CarPlay people. When we get in the car and the CarPlay starts up every day in the morning, it's like, you want to go to work? Here's the work. Do people need to GPS to work every day?
No.
No, I don't think most people. No, not.
But that's that's what CarPlay would suggest you do. Hey, this is where you always go. Do you want directions? And it's I don't really need directions.
But I do think it's good at telling you how to get around problems sometimes.
That and an idea of what time you're going to get there with traffic. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you were to take away my phone, I could absolutely get to work and to other places I often frequent, no problem. So much so that I've been in a conversation and I was in it and there I was on my way to work at 8:00 at night for no reason.
Oh,
because
really?
I just roboted my way onto the express lanes.
I could make it to iHeart HQ, no problem at all. I might need my phone to get back. I oftentimes, when I'm coming out of there, I'm like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? And I'll get all sorts of turned around. But I bring this up because this is 0% surprising. But just over half of Americans say that they're good or excellent at getting around without GPS device directions. And when you look at it, men and women, 2/3 of men say they're good or excellent at navigating without GPS. And only 41% of women say that they are. And I think this is although men inherently have a lot of things that women don't have, strength in particular places and these types of things. But I don't think there's any difference in the sexes on navigating the world.
No, honesty, I think, is where the difference is.
Maybe, yeah. I think the guys feel like it makes them less manly or something to not be able to get around without a GPS.
And God forbid they have to ask for directions.
Right. Well, like, why is that such a thing? Why is that a thing in 2025 where you still would be like horrified by asking for directions instead of just being
because the person's
lost?
like, you don't have a phone, and I have to say, no, Sean took it away from me. We're trying to do some sort of test.
There's a stark age divide with those who are 45 or older saying they're much more confident in navigating without GPS than those under 45. Of course.
Well,
Because they drove a long time before GPS was even a thing. Of course that's going to be a thing. And they say that they're good at reading maps. Oh, God, that's what I think Zoomers would struggle with. Like if you gave
Actually
a Zoomer
reading a map?
an actual map, and you were like, hey, take this and go all the way to another state and, follow these directions. I think they would struggle with that.
I could find the major highway, but when it comes down to after we get off the highway on a giant map, that will be tough.
Also, more shots fired here. Men in heterosexual relationships are also much more likely than women to believe they're as good or better than their partner at navigating. So there's like a machismo.
Rewind. Men in heterosexual relationships
are much more likely than women to believe they're as good or better than their partner in navigating. So men with wives are saying, like, I'm better than my wife at getting around without a GPS. I know where I'm going. I got this all under control. And I wonder how true that is for so many people. Like, I think we're so reliant on our phones, not just for GPS stuff, but for virtually anything that you could think of.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we are we lean into it.
My reminders are just off the hook these days, and that's because of my phone. They're going to have lists and a to-do list, but if it's not for starts with an S, ends with reminding me to do said things, I don't know.
What about this?
Or I'd be at.
We have a live show coming up next week, believe it or not.
Somebody said that in the chat earlier, and I was like, oh, yeah, that is next week.
This month has flown by.
Yeah, we have a live show coming up next week. We're going to be out doing a live show. And when we do this, we have to drive to a place called Mount Dora. Beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't have GPS, there is a 0% chance I would be at that broadcast. There was I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to figure it out on my own. I've been there multiple times. I've, driven there with Courtney and I've driven myself, and I would have no shot whatsoever.
I'm excited. I got the last room at the hotel.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Did they told you that specifically?
Kind of. I mean,
I can confirm it when I try to get a room at that hotel.
I booked the room, and like one of the days was already grayed out, and then I booked the room for the days that I wanted, and then I went and tried to book it again just to see, and it was nope.
Damn, son of a bitch.
Grayed out.
KZeke on Twitch says, Sean, you said we don't have bombs that go underground. You're wrong. We have bombs that go 3 miles underground before detonation. I can't fight with you today. I can't argue with you. I can't yell at you. I can't do a whole rant right now, sir. But you're dumb and you're wrong. And I never said that the United States doesn't have bombs that go underground. Go back and give me the moment where I said that, and then I'll apologize to you. All right? Live on air in front of everybody else. You're not going to find that because I know what bunker buster bombs are. I know what the weaponry was that we
talked
used.
about them last week.
Yeah, we talked about all of this in the run-up. We literally talked about the fact that this was the potential attack that the U.S. would do, and then they went up and started doing it. So, yeah, no idea what you're talking about. Tanya on YouTube says, I drive 2 hours a day, 5 days a week minimum. I'm ready for a Tesla, LOL. I think there is a lot of people who will fully embrace this thing where you just don't drive anymore. I think so many people will be like, not only do I want GPS, but I don't even care about getting behind the wheel. I don't care about steering the car. I don't care about, making it go fast. I just want to get to my destination. I think most people will get on board with that. I really do. I think most people are on board with most of the AI technology.
I'm game. Yeah, why
Even
not?
though people say they're not. Like right now, there's so many people online who go AI art, and they'll start losing their minds about AI art. It's the end of the world. It's so terrible. It's this, it's that. I don't think the average person cares about that stuff. I think the average person wants cool things and wants
convenience,
wants to be able to do as little work as they can, want to make money, want to enjoy their life as best they can. And AI and all these things.
I want to
and
make money
GPS,
so I can buy the cool things.
Right, yeah. All of that is aided by these kind of things, GPS or otherwise, I think. But let us know how you feel about it. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. We got 2 segments left. I promise we'll get through that. Landscape 7 says, don't overdo your voice, Sean. Get better. I will be fine.
Thank you, Landscape.
I will be fine. I will be absolutely fine.
Every time I see Landscape 7 in the chat, I think, did Radio Michael 7 get a different job? And I know it's not him because Radio Michael 7 was in there earlier, but just the 7 throws me.
These Landscape 7. Love me some Radio Michael 7. What a nice guy. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into, I got a whole bunch of clips. We'll do a bit of a grab bag segment. We'll also see what you got on your mind. So if you want to yell at me, now's the perfect time to do it. I'm wounded. I'm wounded and dragging along. So
it
you
was
can have
so
your
sad hearing you respond to that guy who was wrong in such a calm way and not be able to really fully give it your all.
I can't
to tell him to F right off.
I'd love to. Big Juan on YouTube says, Sean, you're an idiot. Bombs can go underground. And if you knew that, your throat wouldn't be hurting. I don't follow the logic.
Don't let them get to you.
I don't follow the logic, but I'll just take the hits. Today I'm taking the hits.
Poking the bear.
If you wanted to get some shots in on me, now's the time to do it. We'll get to your dispatches.
That wasn't open up for something.
That and so much more coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The right lane's partially blocked due to an accident on the Beach Line westbound, approaching the ramp junction where it meets Florida's Turnpike, exit 4 there. Expect some rainy conditions on the roadways, reduced visibility, and slippery roads. There's a crash getting cleared up on State Road 46 westbound near I-4 there. You could expect your regular delays on I-4 through that amusement park area. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Remember when you had a guy, someone who could fix anything? They're still out there at Batteries Plus with their quick solutions and expert advice on any batteries from cars to golf carts. Batteries Plus will have you in and out and on your way in no time. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there
for a weekend full of superstar performances, never-before-seen collaborations, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Of course, fun in the sun is one of the first things you think about when living in Florida. There is a price to living in paradise, though, and it's called the Atlantic hurricane season. But don't worry, because new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen can help protect your home. And here to help me tell you why they make such a difference is Chelsea from Renewal by Andersen.
Thanks, Deborah. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact Windows and Doors are engineered to withstand high-velocity impacts, meaning these windows and doors provided
Yo. Sorry if it's too loud for some people. I'm sorry. Landscape 7 is actually named Michael. Funny stuff. Man, somebody microwave something. No, Deb. Deb has food. Deb brought in food. As soundproof as these studios supposedly are, and they're not as soundproof as our old ones. But when somebody brings food into the main talk studio where Jim and Deb sit, I smell it. I don't know if there's some tube in here somewhere that we're sharing the air, but I smell Deb food. C lane loud, ears bleeding. You guys are just used to this skull mic. Hey, everybody. Sorry. I apologize. I wonder what she's eating. Now it's just making me hungrier. Just making me hungrier. Who is coming to Mount Dora? Sound off. Who's coming to the beautiful Mount Dora for the big day? 3 broadcasts. I think they put Jim Colbert show in a different location this time. Waterboys, we'll see you there. Big Digit, Stephapi, excellent. Can I do the Truffle Shuffle? I don't believe so. Was that the Goonies Truffle Shuffle? The Truffle Shuffle. Yeah, the Goonies. I don't really know, and I'm sure I could do it. Yes, Crazy Drunk Cat Lady. I believe that is where the Colbert Show is, the Yardery. Which, let me just take a look here. realradio.fm/freedom. Okay. Hang on one second. Hang on.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SCHEV.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers.
Whoever said Yardery was right. I love you. I love you more. /freedom, not events. I mean, I'm sure events might be on events too, but if you want the direct information, realradio.fm/freedom or freedomonthewaterfront.com if you want to get them VIP passes. I think somebody just let me into VIP last time. From what I remember. Was anybody at VIP with us last time? Did we have to pay for drinks there, or was that couldn't have been open? That sounds preposterous. That doesn't sound financially sane. Free drinks. Cash bar, yeah. I knew I wasn't making. I knew I wasn't remembering things incorrectly there. That'll be a fun time. Sean should use his AI voice to finish the show. Yeah, but could be. Listen, we only have about 26 minutes of content left. It's right at the finish line. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be back.
Radio app, search Livewire, and listen now.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank, B-A-N-K, bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Thanks for being with us. We appreciate you. If you miss any of the show, you can get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. Hobble into the finish line today.
Hey, thank you for being with us, Sean.
Yeah, barely, right?
I mean, no, but thank you.
I'll be taking off tomorrow.
Thank you. I mean, thank you for taking off.
No, it needs to be done. I'll be back on Wednesday, full speed ahead, ready to scream, ready to yell, but I need to relax for a bit here. I did see this, so let's investigate together while we got some time here. This is in Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in my life. It's so hot there. The roads have started buckling.
Okay.
And
that seems like a bad thing.
Frightening.
Yeah, and the roads are now all right, let me just show you. It's going to be easier to show you than anything else. So here's what it looks like there right now, all right?
Oh my God. That's a full ramp.
Yeah.
I built that in my backyard once.
It's a full-on ramp.
Now, did that just appear out of nowhere? Like that, get that high instantly?
I'm trying to find out as much as I can, but there's a giant in the middle of the street.
That person must not have seen it. There's no way.
They're just cruising along, and all of a sudden the road is so hot, it has buckled into the shape of a ramp, and the cars take off. Like full airborne.
The car didn't even stop.
Right.
Whee!
I mean...
That's full airborne.
Full airborne, like all four wheels off the ground.
And now all the BMX kids are, hey guys, found a new ramp, let's go.
Yeah. And that's at a car dealership? Are these test drives that are doing right now?
Ain't that coincidence? That's quite the coincidence. Let me see what this story says, if there's any words on this, but this is supposed to be from the same area. Is this just somebody filming? Kind of a dick move, by the way. They've just found this area.
There's a sign that says bump.
It does say bump.
Could you imagine how pissed you would be if you were driving over that bump and you see people on the side of the road filming? Like, what are these people taking video of the... Oh, crap!
Just cheering on the vehicle. All right, this one, they're just watching. It does say bump.
That's the same one, yep. Bye.
Yeah, that's the same car. All right, that one got hit the hardest.
Imagine driving that surprise for you.
The other car stops and realizes, okay, I got to drive over this thing.
But that Jeep right behind is like, this is what we were built for, baby.
I was waiting for this moment.
Get ready for a ride.
My whole life, here we go. So, yeah, I'd never seen that happen before, but they said the road has buckled in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where this all went down, according to somebody named Albert Blackwell. So, there you go. Trump is saying about the Iranian stuff. Trump says on Truth Social, the sites that we hit in Iran were totally destroyed, and everyone knows it. Everybody knows it. Only the fake news would say anything different in order to try to demean as much as possible. And even they say they were pretty well destroyed. Working especially hard on this falsehood is Allison Cooper of Fake News CNN, Dumb Brian L. Roberts, chairman of Comcast. I don't even know what that is. Oh, Comcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny Carl of ABC Fake News, and always the losers of, again, Comcast, NBC Fake News. It never ends with the sleazebags in the media, and that's why all their ratings are at an all-time low, zero credibility, says Trump about these
priorities.
How could all their ratings be at a low? I mean, somebody's got to have the ratings.
Well, somebody must be ahead of the other losers, but yeah. I mean, I'm not even sure where that's at right now, but yeah, he's saying that it was a huge success, and some of these outlets are just not rooting for this enough, which I wouldn't be surprised. I have not tuned into MSNBC, but if MSNBC was striking a sympathetic tone with the Iranians, in fact, if they were having people on there that were just full on supportive of the Iranians, it would surprise me 0%. I see these tanky losers online. I see even the show that will not be named here by me anymore. I'm done talking about the View. I don't care about these losers on the View. But they were talking last week and were like, it's more safe for people to live in Iran than it is America.
Oh, come on.
Okay, this is ridiculous. It's better for women to be living in Iran than it is for women to be living in America. And it's like, people get arrested for dancing in Iran. Legitimately. You could get arrested for making a TikTok dance video. Just dancing in general is against the rules. If you're wearing the wrong thing as a woman, you can get in trouble in Iran. They have dialed back some things, but you still need like a male driver to bring you everywhere. It's incredibly sexist, backwards, and caveman-like, the entirety of the Iranian structure against women over there. So, like, hating the U.S. so much that all you want to do is say America bad, America bad, America bad. It doesn't work. People have brains. They can look at this and they're like, you kidding me? I know you would rather be here than there. I know you would not want your wife to go live in Iran over the United States of America. And if you do,
Probably
you're
referring to the administration.
No, I'm talking about, I don't know. Let me just continue. All right. I'm going to play a couple more dispatches and then we're going to wrap things up today because I only heard half of what you said. I wasn't trying to be rude unless you want to clarify.
No, let's keep going, please.
All right. Here's Fatty Matty with a dispatch talking about heat warming things up and even warping the train tracks.
What's crazy about this heat is also the Amtraks and all the other trains. The railroads will actually warp when it gets this hot. And so a lot of times the trains can't pass or they have to just creep by.
Really?
Last summer, I was taking a train from Spokane, Washington to Chicago, and it was so hot there that we had to stop and wait for the tracks to cool down. It was quite interesting to know that the heat can melt essentially and warp train tracks.
They also do this with, and I'm sure you know this, I'm not bringing you into any new world here, Fatty Matty. They do this with theme parks. So if there's a roller coaster at a theme park, they can usually only operate up to so many degrees or to so many degrees on the colder side. And the tracks can actually be moving around because of the heat warping things. And so it becomes dangerous to drive around on tracks like that. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that it would be like that for trains as well. All right, two more. Here is a video dispatch from Craig.
Hey, Sean, quick question. Will Sabrina ever be back on the secret shows?
Perfect timing, sir.
We got to go to break.
All right. I don't have time to talk about that. Swilly has a weird tip, though. We'll see if this brings us somewhere.
Hey, everybody. Happy today. So I'm a pool guy. Done this for about 10 years. And in that time, I've gotten plenty of tips from my customers. They're usually cash tips, or sometimes it'll be snacks or like a gift card or something. But today, I got one of the weirdest tips I've ever received.
What's that?
In the form of
a weed whacker?
A gas-powered edger.
All right.
I mean, it's in great shape.
Yeah, why not?
Came out and said he got a new one and wanted to give it to me.
Hey, I'd take it, dude. That's better than some cash. That's money right there you got going. So congratulations, Swilly, and appreciate you sending the dispatch. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And, of course, today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's smart, it's stupid, and slightly unhinged. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Monday forecast for Central Florida. And for today, we're expecting a mostly sunny and mostly dry day. Only a 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm. Otherwise, temperatures will be heating up. Highs in the mid-90s. The high of around 93 degrees today in Orlando. We'll continue on this hot, mostly sunny and mostly dry trend as we head over the course of the next few days, with better chances of rain arriving as we head into the end of this week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Payday. Hardworking people need a hardworking candy bar. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is definitely working hard for you. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it.
Greenway Kia is under new management, and we've got a whole new attitude. With 3 great locations across Metro Orlando and one of the area's largest selections, we truly want to see you in a Kia. Plus, we want your trade. Get up to $10,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade. Get your fast free appraisal online right now at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North.
All factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
Home stretch, baby. Home stretch. What do we got going on here? Oh, a lot of people are talking about Will Forte going on Amy Poehler's podcast, which I had not listened to before, but I did listen to the Will Forte episode. Pretty good. Will Forte can be a little, I think, underrated. Though he is not my favorite Will from that family of people, the SNL alumnus. So I'm an Arnett guy myself. What's happening there? Twitch, YouTube. Thank you for bearing with the dull mic today. I don't know how much will be tomorrow. Just got to be honest. One show at a time. But I could see how this is a little addicting. Pretty fun. Oh, somebody on the texting service said I wasn't loud. Thank you. Thank you. 45 years, a doctor told me to gargle with 1 part Cepacol mouthwash, 1 part hydrogen peroxide, and 1 part water to get rid of a sore throat, and it really works. I've told friends and family, and they love it. I don't know if I've ever had Cepacol mouthwash. I have to have had Cepacol. No, wait, that's sore throat relief lozenges. Cepacol mouthwash. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a classic yellow-ass bottle. That looks sus. That looks like it tastes terrible. Do they even have a flavor for that? I do remember Triamenic Water Boys. Triamenic. The orange was decent. But that yellow, my good gosh, the Triamenic yellow. Woo. Why is Christopher on Skull Mike? Well, Kevin, Sean is pretty sick and barely has a voice. I'm looking at him right now. He looks like he is ready for today to be over. Very much so. But I got 10 seconds left till this break is over. So you guys enjoy. Talk to you tomorrow.
Convenience and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. Thank you for bearing with me today, friends. But here we are staring down the finish line on this show. Join us in the last moments here, or whatever you'd like. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. I did see one of the guys from a massively successful Broadway play was super pissed off. And I don't know his name.
Which play?
His name is Anthony Ramos. And he's from Hamilton. Like he's a dude that was in Hamilton. And he was fuming. And I was trying to think, how rude is this? And it is a pretty high level of rude, I think.
Uh-huh.
The Anthony Ramos guy called out Madonna because he said Madonna showed up and she was in the audience.
This. Yeah.
She was in the audience for Hamilton, and he said she sat there the entire time on her iPad. And she just sat on her iPad, looking at things, sending emails, doing whatever, completely and totally distracted by whatever was happening on the stage for Hamilton.
iPad's a whole thing. iPad is a very bright, giant block on your face.
And it's like a child. A child would do that. Like a child would be distracted by an iPad the entire time you were watching some sort of Broadway show. So I don't blame him being angry. He said it was one of the most terrifying moments he had. He was staring out and he saw Madonna, and she was on her iPad the entire time that the performance was underway. I've never seen anybody do anything like that.
It just seems like that is incredibly rude to not only the performers who are now distracted by somebody in the audience is lighting their face with an iPad, and it's Madonna.
It's Madonna.
Weird AF.
So why go to the show, Madonna?
Exactly. Why even get the tickets? I'm sure you didn't pay for them. I'm sure somebody got them for you. Maybe when you're Madonna, you go, I'll just buy the tickets. It's easier. But why even set foot in the door if you're not going to watch the show? It
seems rude.
It's rude. It's rude to the other people around you. There's somebody that I'm a Facebook acquainted with. I don't know them that well, but they were pretty much, romantically linked to a high school friend of mine, and that is that relationship is no longer.
Okay.
And they're posting all these posts in New York, and at all these Broadway shows, and pictures from inside the shows, and I go, I have gotten yelled at for trying to do that at
you're not supposed to.
I've gotten yelled at for getting my phone out at the Dr. Phillips Center, just like everybody has. And I go, how are you getting away with this all the time? It just seems like taboo.
And by the way, interrupting a Broadway show seems so much more evil than doing it at a movie. A movie where things are way louder and you're kind of in your own space a little bit more, or a Broadway show where one person standing up and shouting can ruin the whole thing. They really can do a number on the entire event.
It's not even just one person standing up and shouting. They have to take into account, and I don't even know if this varies based on show, but the kind of food products and stuff that they sell at the in the lobby.
Right.
Because if you get some of that plastic that's loud AF, and somebody's in the front row while somebody's trying to put on an intense emotional performance, and if it's a quiet moment in the show, and then somebody's in there making all kinds of noise, it throws the actors off.
Also, especially if you're somebody who's entertainment yourself, and if you're in entertainment yourself, you should know better. You should know that this is all rude.
Yeah, see that? Yeah,
just like that, just like that.
People pay good money to hear that, C-Lane.
A lot of people are, excuse me, I am falling apart. A lot of people are sending around videos now of purported U.S. Army soldiers who, because of the Iran bombing, are saying things like, can't tell you too much, but we're getting called up real soon. And I'm convinced about 90% of these people are completely and totally lying. Like, so much of this is just fake. This one says, what does he know? It's got 1 million views on TikTok. And let's see what this guy says.
Hey, I just wanted to get on here and say that, we just did the strikes on Iran. We just entered the war officially. So,
by the way, he's just got a shirt on that says Army. Anybody could buy this. Anybody could buy that. Sure, it's not hard to get.
These are my trophies, mother.
There's not a lot I'm allowed to say, but just for y'all's loved ones.
From Army.
I hope y'all have some supplies.
Oh, this guy's full of
I hope
it.
y'all got some.
I think he's lying.
As do I.
A place to go, so some supplies, and things are gonna start getting crazy. So we've been eating a lot of lobster dinners recently.
See,
the lobster dinner thing comes back again.
He just has a shirt that says Army, and then he has one little thing that allows you to put a carabiner on it. It does not scream.
Army.
You're in the Army, bud.
What is that? A camelback or whatever they call it, where you can drink out of your backpack.
That screams, I just
there are
got
bunks
back
in the
from
back.
a festival.
All of these things are like a way to scare everybody, and they don't care. They'll post it.
A bunch of views.
Yeah, 1 million views just pretending like you're in the military and you're about to get called up.
When you first mentioned the steak and lobster thing as some sort of litmus test for how things are about to go, somebody on the texting service said, when I was serving, we had steak and lobster every month. Which, by the way, that's a lot of steak and lobster every month.
Good for you.
That sounds like a great time.
If anybody deserves it, it's them, though.
Yeah.
But I think this guy's full of it.
If you know, you know.
You know, you know.
Y'all stay safe out there. This is not to scare anybody. This is just to let y'all know that things are about to get pretty wicked.
Pretty wicked.
Stay safe and watch out for each other.
Let me tell you something. Watch out for each other. Amen, he says. It's kind of insane to me, but there is such an appetite for doomer stuff. Like all the people who want to be out there fanning the flames saying World War III, World War III, World War III. And I get people who reach out to me and go, what do you think is going to happen, Sean? You know what I think is going to happen? I thought what happened today was going to happen. Iran starts lobbing missiles at empty bases. And then they say, we shot as many as the U.S. shot at us. So everything's square now. We fought back. We're tough. And then they will go away. That's literally what I think will happen here. But there's such a giant commercial space for all of these people who are saying I'm in the military, we're getting called up, World War III is happening. I think Tim Pool, his entire thing has been calling out World War III for 10 years. Everything is World War III. And just saying hey, it's probably not going to get that bad doesn't really get you the viewers, I guess. Okay.
Somebody texted in about the Anthony Ramos thing, where he was talking about Madonna being in the audience for Hamilton and being on her iPad the whole time. And somebody texted in and said Madonna would lose her mind if someone did that at her show. And I instantly clicked in my head, Madonna did start to call out a fan for not standing up before realizing that the fan was in a wheelchair.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
Classic
brutal.
Madonnas.
Yeah, I mean, Madonna seems to me. I don't feel like I get a grasp of Madonna anymore. Madonna to me is Mariah Carey. I don't know if Mariah Carey's a nice person or a mean person or a good person or a bad person. Madonna's so famous that I have no idea who she is, but it wouldn't surprise me. This whole idea of her sitting there.
Do you think she's disconnected from reality? Do you think she doesn't have a grasp on how things should be?
How could she not be?
Google glasses that
How
allow
could she
her to
not
go
be?
through her emails, or don't go to Hamilton.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just stay home if you don't want to get off your devices.
Go all the way to the back, so the main star can't see you with the iPad reflection on your face.
No, that's a really rude move. Okay, let's get into our final dispatches here. Hang on. Let me get us all geared up and ready to go. There we go. Final dispatches.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Joke's on you. I'm going to play as many as I possibly can right now. Yeah, I'm really going to just...
That's more of the song than you ever play.
Yeah. Might let the whole thing go. Let's see here. Let's go over to Floridian Kelly, who is talking to us. Here she goes.
Good afternoon, junkies.
Hey.
Sean, I am sorry to hear you are sick. And yes, there is definitely something going around. I work in a home for mentally and physically disabled adults. There's 15. And in that home right now, one is currently quarantined with COVID. One has bronchitis and 2 have pneumonia.
Damn.
So I hope you don't have any of those and get better soon.
You got a bed for Sean?
Pop, pop.
Yeah, I might be knocking on that door, Floridian Kelly, real soon.
Somebody in the texting service said a doctor told them for a sore throat to gargle with a mixture of hydrogen peroxide, water, and Cepacol mouthwash. And I was like, that sounds sort of familiar. And I Googled it, and I was like, oh, gosh, that's that yellow old-ass mouthwash that's probably disgusting.
Just throw some of that out.
How do you spell it?
Cepacol? C-E-P-A-C-O-L.
Don't you have to be prescribed it?
I've never heard of this.
I don't know. You got to Google mouthwash, though, because it'll just give you the throat lozenge product that they have.
It looks like urine, this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That looks like it's not a fun time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to do whatever I can to dig deep and make this happen. But thank you for the advice. Thanks to everybody sending that in. Here's the last one for now. Let's go over to... Did we do this? I think we might have done this one.
What's the name?
Let's go to Bruise Traveler.
Okay.
Hey, guys. Yeah, the explosion of THC beverages is getting insane.
It is.
I'm actually employed directly by one now and might have some samples for you. But, yeah, you can not just Total Wine, but stores like Good Pour and Winn-Dixie just started bringing it into some of their sets.
Really?
So, you're going to see a lot more of this, and I think it's a good thing.
Wait, can the regular grocery store sell this kind of stuff? I don't know who can sell it, honestly.
I don't think it's THC still, though. It's still
It is.
Delta 9.
Well, let me see. Hold on. What's the one that I have? Good what? What's it called, Celine? The Good...
Oh, you have the Nowadays.
Nowadays, that's what it is.
I always have to think about Eminem when I remember Nowadays. Nowadays, everybody want to talk.
You got to be 21 to go to the website.
Right. I mean, I think it's basically the same rules as selling beer.
Yeah.
You know, it's why they're at all the liquor stores.
Yeah.
Does Nowadays have like the liquor form of it where it's like you do shots?
They do. It seems very weird. They have the shots, and each shot is 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
Which seems absolutely crazy.
It's dangerous.
But
you can buy the shots, the little shot bottles that are 5 milligrams. I've been known to maybe throw back one of those during my other THC seltzers.
I do absolutely recommend it, though. If you're like trying to drink a little bit less, it's so fantastic. So good. It's expensive as hell, though. All right. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut and get the hell out of here today. All right. Did that. Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize. Pakistan is stepping out and saying that he should get one. I don't know if that's going to happen, but now we know. Americans in Texas were responding to this. Celebrities say a gossip forum has ruined their lives, and now its owner has been unmasked. The owner is a 41-year-old vegan influencer named Sebastian Bond.
What's the gossip forum?
XOXO. Sebastian.
I've been to it a lot. I'll bring it up here. Tattle Life.
Tattle Life?
Yeah, you guys ever heard of this?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Tattle Life is big, I think, for like YouTubers and stuff. And you go on this like message board, and everybody follows these particular like a lot of YouTube family creators and stuff, and they just dump all over them like crazy. It's really messed up. But now the site has been like kind of the owner has been doxxed and unmasked.
Oh gosh, this is so weird. So the levels that you get to, like your choices for public figure gossip. Mm-hmm. Families, gurus, Instagrammers, bloggers, influencers, and at the very bottom of the list, traditional celebs.
Yeah, so
traditional.
2025.
Yeah, they're really lacking in relevance these times, but there's a lot of that on the website. So they're trying to take this down, saying they make about $180,000 a year just being a hub for bullying people, which is, to multiply that times a million, and it's what Reddit does. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Okay. Today I Learned for a Monday, June 23rd, 2025. I'm so sorry my voice sounds so incredibly sad. It just does. This is just the way it is right now. And I don't have any more water, and I don't have any more tea. I don't have any more anything around me. So
we got
Today I Learned this thing right here.
Harry Potter.
That's correct. Harry Potter is right. On Emma Watson's 18th birthday, paparazzi attempted to take pictures underneath her skirt by laying down on the pavement in front of her house, and then they published the photographs. If they were taken 24 hours earlier, it would have been illegal for them to do so. But
it was legal for them to do that because she was 18?
Because she's 18, yeah.
So
I've seen them do
weird.
this. I've seen the paparazzi do this where they get down low and try to take
but
pictures.
Underskirt photos are
Yeah,
still
it should be illegal no matter what. Or at least it should be.
Do you want us to stretch out the guesses?
Today I learned this guy who's really hard to find.
Waldo.
Damn
Waldo is correct. That did not stretch out the guesses very much, but yeah, Waldo.
Well, you didn't say yes or no.
What's Waldo's dog's name?
Waldo Doggo.
Starts with a W.
Woof.
Oh, yeah. Just make a dog noise.
Woof.
Woof is correct. That's right. Waldo's dog's Woof was originally owned by Waldo's first girlfriend, Wilma, whom he dumped for her twin sister, Wenda, after only 2 Waldo books, and then kept her dog.
Knew this drama.
There's a lot of backstory in the Waldo world. There's a lot of sexy drama going on there.
Skank Waldo.
Today, the largest embassy in the world is U.S. Embassy in Iraq. It cost $750 million to build and is larger than the Vatican City, which is quite large, to say the very least. 2.5 times the size of the embassy of the United States.
Big-ass embassy.
Beirut. And finally, friends, I'm really feeling like
I can hear it.
razor blade throat has definitely hit me right now.
I think your body knows that the show is ending. It's like when you really have to pee, but then as the closer you get to the bathroom, the worse things get for you down there. And it's happening
Any
for you.
sort of cough, you're about to defecate.
Today I learned this band. Disturbed. That's right, Disturbed. The mascot for the band Disturbed is named The Guy. That's all I got for you.
Good to know.
All right.
Feel better, bud.
Thank you, guys. Take it easy. Have a great show tomorrow. Same